Do it. I'm sorry.
Yes, it's okay. It's just I'm trying to. Okay, so I will let people filter in and get up the Twitch chat and post to places.
When I was streaming my D&D games, I'd always be like, all right, we're going live. And then when we go live, and I'm like, and this is why Joe Biden is going to abolish suburbs. And everyone's like, what? Eric, why would you even start like this?
Joe Biden would not abolish suburbs. Let's be honest. Joe Biden is a walking suburb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Human form, that would actually be fairly close.
Yeah, no, he's an anthropomorphized suburb. And finding him sexually attractive is called being a subby.
This is officially canon, as far as I'm concerned.
Canon.
Diesel shot cannon.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Diesel shot political canon. This is how this shit works.
Boom. Make it so. Yeah, guys, I'm sober. I'm only like 4 drinks in.
I have enough caffeine and painkillers in my system to kill a full-grown bull. I'm pretty solid.
Have you experimented with that? Because I feel like that amount would be more than a human can stand.
Depends on what your tolerance.
They're a lot bigger.
I don't know. How many full-grown bulls have you killed, Madeline?
I mean, only 17, and I wasn't really experimenting with cows.
Fair
Just
enough.
good old-fashioned animal sacrifices. Sua Aurelia.
I am technically only responsible.
Praise be.
I mean, you kill a sheep, a pig, and a bull.
See,
That's,
this is why you never. This is why you never challenge the Latin student as to how many animals they have killed.
I never understood the sacrificing of animals. It's like I'd rather, sacrifice the shepherd or the farmhand. I like the animals.
Yeah, but you eat the animals after you sacrifice them, so you feed them to the gods, and then you get to eat them.
You can do the same thing to the farmer or the shepherd, man.
I mean, human sacrifice has other problems.
Let's go Aztec on this bitch, all right? Let's rip a beating heart out.
Yeah, but eating humans, gives you diseases.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Depending on which organs you eat, that is actually based off specific things.
Interesting.
My grandmother and I used to have
brain.
a long conversation before I went to school about whether or not cannibalism is a proper way to survive in a post-apocalyptic world.
See, I'm actually looking forward to the day where we can do with human cell cultures what we do with, beef these days, which is to say we clone it in a lab and just produce massive amounts of, just the good flesh, right? I can't wait to eat celebrity human flesh.
Yeah.
But then it's not really celebrity human flesh. It's just, flesh modeled after celebrity DNA. Though it would be kind of funny, get organs that are just like celebrity organs. They're not useful. You should really get organs programmed to you, but you could get
those
celebrity.
Cyberpunk 2020!
Biopunk 2020 is what we're doing on that.
Yeah, no, honestly, we should definitely incorporate something like that into our cyberpunk that we're eventually going to come up with.
Biopunk is awesome.
Hell, they probably do that in Change Stars before the friends show up.
We're live during this rant.
Yes.
Yes, we've been live this whole time.
Just when people come in on this and be like, what the fuck?
But now I want to know what organs you can safely eat. I mean, from experience, it's like the proud Nantucket tradition.
Yeah, avoid the brain. That is the...
That's the one to stick away from. Everything else... Not the liver, though. Livers in general, just don't
Just
try.
not the brain of the liver. The Babylonians believed that the liver was the seat of emotion, so they thought it looked really impressive.
Aw, that's cute.
Bad livers taste like ass.
We thought it was the heart, which is also not right.
Yeah, you got me there.
And we still use that as a metaphor.
See, I personally don't think that the, heart emoji looks anything like a human heart. But then again,
does.
I've literally
because it doesn't.
I've literally held a human heart in my hand. They're not that similar looking.
That's cool.
Yeah, actually, it was my Facebook profile picture for a long time, me holding a human heart.
College parties were wild.
Fuck yeah. Biology majors FTW!
Speaking of biology major, you do a lot of strange things in that.
I've held a lot of body parts in my hands.
Same. Mine was mostly marine.
Many of which were humans.
I got to see like the organs of like marine animals, so I've held a dolphin's heart in my hand.
Oh yeah, no, I've given a very, very late cesarean to a shark.
Wow.
Yeah, no, the shark was very dead at the time.
Sharks were.
So I was a little late.
Biology.
Yeah, no, they're a hallmark.
So we are finally live with Obsidian Hearts. And as Moreland and Chip all find themselves chilling in one of the break rooms, there are several Marines hanging around with their Mirai drone compatriots, and a Thren just sort of chilling, watching the TV on the north wall. Deck is presently cheering on his favorite Mirai drone assigned to him, Skips, who, is spinning a globe of a distant world that probably had a gift shop when someone stopped there once. Meanwhile, people are, watching a digital horse race on the holo table. And, yeah, you guys are mostly just kicking it. When you all, get that vague must in the air that lets you know that Doc is probably nearby.
Ah, PhD.
Yeah, passion, hope, denial. She is a venerable, as in over 120-year-old via being thawed out from cryo sleep. Handmaiden, which means she was very close to a Mirai Queen for a while.
How did she end up here?
That's a good question. And
Great
the
question.
subject of many people's conversation, Chip would know that the scuttlebutt is that the whole, war crimes thing, which initially pushed back a big human fleet that PhD got up to, was not taken super great by the Thren and the defecting humans, and as more or less a political move, the Queen was forced to put PhD on ice after she'd outlived her usefulness on the front.
Yeah, I heard that was a little bit before, almost immediately before the Battle of New Neo-Romano.
But yeah, PhD's got almost a Darth Vader grill in their chitin on the neck, and some other cybernetics. Pretty heavily augmented for a Mirai. Very interestingly, they don't use a translator box. They actually just have one integrated into what would be... They have, false lungs installed. So they can speak in a halting and somewhat terrifying manner. To quote PhD, she felt it would help raise morale. It hasn't exactly helped raise morale, but it has certainly made her a more interesting commander. She's in charge of the entire planet's ground defense, but she is stationed here in particular. It is a major hub. Some 1,000 workers and scientists live here in this particular facility.
With you saying it sounds terrifying, I am just imagining her speaking like one of the old speaking spells. I have a mission for you. Oh god.
However, PhD has found that talking is less efficient than just sort of chirping with her newfound lungs. So she just sort of makes a sound that means everyone's oh shit, PhD is here. Some people throw a salute. Other people just sort of keep doing what they're doing. The Mirai drones all immediately turn to rotate towards her. Although Skips does keep spinning the globe, kind of absent-mindedly, winding up tipping over the base. Deck dances back to grab it and right it before giving Skips a playful swat on the bumps, what are you doing?
Oh, I ship it.
Doc says, "Greetings, my subordinates. There has been an excess of biomatter, and the burns at the edge of the fertility fields will persist. So, if you were stationed for river patrol, knock that back about 5 hours. Check your PDATs for other details." She nods at, well, actually, what are you guys up to? Would you be, like, this is, like, lunchtime, basically. You know that after lunch you're scheduled for a routine check on a comm station, but there's nothing pressing in your lives.
I mean, we're probably eating lunch, then...
I'm probably checking out the news on my... PDATs are what we're kind of using as, like, cell phones in this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm probably checking the news on my PDAT, scrolling through, checking to see if there's any new articles for my favorite journalist, whose name I totally remember.
Yeah.
Moreland eating large amounts of like caffeine and candy bars, which is fairly normal for him.
Excellent. You all feeling pretty good. Doc.
Don't you dare say gangsta.
Doc makes her way through and passes beyond. After a moment, Deck gets a little ping on his PDAT and says, "Ooh, the new one's out. The new one's out, guys." Everyone sort of like looks as he jacks in his PDAT to the unused computer, and it flicks to life with an image of a woman in a blue room. You know her pretty instantly, Namaya Tsu. A well-known...
My God, I'm right, the TV does just have a room inside it. I've always known.
It's Persona 4.
Yeah, so...
Amazing.
And then the id. It's all... No. Namaya Tsu, you would all know. She does not have this symbol on the wall, which is the symbol of the Motherists. She is a well-known redemptionist.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely watching.
And she puts out there's like a sleeper net across all space because there's no faster than light communication other than putting a communication on something that's going through a wormhole, which is a spaceship unless it's a comms missile. And that means that there has to be like a sleeper network. It's commonly assumed that Miss Sue has some sort of network of people who just like free traders who, without asking questions, pass encrypted data along networks, and then someone fishes it out of the mesh and plays it. So who knows what world this is from? And Xylon 9, having just received an atmospheric processor from a crew that Pat was on, but a crew would definitely experience no issues in flight.
Yeah, no, I like that journalist.
No, but actually, not this Pat. The other Pat. The Pat who is you, but in a different session. The one with you and Shin, and I think Cole.
Yeah,
the microasteroid. The microasteroid episode.
Oh, different. Oh, the microasteroid. Oh.
Yeah, you remember you were hauling an atmospheric processor? It is now hung over this world, beginning the process of slowly turning this cold but dotted with hot fucking volcanic areas world into something habitable. But yeah, lots of ships come and go from the construction sites in orbit and on the surface for the orbital dockyards that are going to dominate this world when the centrally planned construction is finished. So probably one of those ships brought it along. But yeah, Namaya is here, and she is... the door, you could try and lock a door.
That might be more suspicious. You'll need to cube a football game for sudden transitions.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And yeah, so Namaya says, "Hello, and I hope you're having a happy time in human Orthran or Mirai space here in the Trinity."
But yeah, it's like not all three together.
As you may know, the so-called Mother of Steel is in fact still the Father AI network created by the Human Empire. In tonight's episode, we're going to be looking at why it's still in use and what vulnerabilities it represents. As you may know, certain representatives are currently fighting to have a full review of the entire network. But Trinity officials, particularly in human intelligence, maintain that after the deep wipe of the Earth core, nothing across the subsidiary systems could subvert it. The Human Empire was always explicit about the control of the Earth core. However, in tonight's episode, various graphics fly up on the screen. We're going to talk to cryptology expert and longtime friend of the show joining us for the first time.
I'm just like,
in person. My good friend, Deacon. Deacon's like, hello everyone. And Atwill, you feel like you recognize Deacon from somewhere.
Oh shit.
In fact, actually, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like Atwill probably notices, probably has a vague recollection of Deacon. He's like, yes, so. Deacon launches into a spiel about cryptography and artificial intelligence, and Nemaya sort of like nods sagely, and various things fly across the screen. Bloom, bloom, bloom.
These guys are anti-mother, right? From what I've read.
Yep.
They're not anti-mother existing, but they don't think mother should be the form of government.
Okay, so after a moment, Morlin figures what, actually pays attention to what's playing. And you said the guy, hooked his personal PDAT into the system? And
yeah.
He just walks over and just yanks the jack out. He's like, what is this shit?
Ooh, interesting.
Deck's like, hey, come on. We don't get any TV out here.
This isn't TV. This is propaganda.
Yeah,
hey,
but
it's free,
bullshit.
free channel.
I'm like, listen, who really believes this redemptionist bullcrap anyway? They're just nerds talking about computer stuff.
They're talking about mother.
And I'm like, yeah, because they, I don't know, want to give her a firmware update or something?
Like, mother protects us, mother guides us. We don't need
That
this
doesn't
kind of
sound like
sedition.
propaganda.
Yeah, I know. Deck's kind of like crestfallen, and everyone's like, yeah, Deck, why don't you pay for better bootleg TV? He's like, because you don't have to pay for this, it's free. And like, oh yeah,
Free
good
shit.
point. He's like, yeah, exactly, I love free shit.
I pat him on the back and I say, well, I thought it was interesting.
He's like, oh, but he's like, yeah, okay, I'll be in my bunk. He whistles and skips, stops spinning the globe, and trots along behind him. And he's like, hey, Margaret, where are you up to? How's your little friend doing? And Margaret's like, you mean the drone assigned to carry things for me, Deck? And he's like, yeah, that's Tipper, because they like to tip the crates they're carrying. They don't like to tip the crates they're carrying. They have weak legs because they didn't form long enough. They're probably going to get sent to the processor soon. Deck makes a bit of a face and says, actually, I hear the processor's got a bit of something going on. Maybe that's not going to happen. But yeah, anyway, see you later, Tips. And continues on. Skips makes a chittering sound at Tips, and Tips skitters back. If you have observed this, the garrison is augmented by Mirai drones. You've observed this. It is basically just a confirmation of, like, droniness, drone to drone. In ancient times, it was to confirm that they were of the same hive. Now, it's more or less something that they do, and no one has bothered to stop them from doing. Or at least, that's what PhD says.
It's daylight savings time.
Right?
Really?
No one's bothered to get rid of it. But yeah.
For one part of Arizona.
God, the petition. Stop drones from making noise. It's irritating.
That's a very Karen.
Worse, confusing to humans who can anthropomorphize literally anything.
It's very
a random soldier will come up and be like, "Hey, Morlin, I agree with you about Mother, but sometimes I think it's better for us to keep an eye on what these crazy types are up to, you know? Redemptionists aren't separatists, but they could still be up to something."
And I'm like, oh, if you'd like to do research, we are going to have a drinking game of this later. I mean, formal study session.
Wait, I love drinking games. Sign me up.
He's like, "Ooh, drinking." Now,
Yeah,
Chip,
Orland chips up on that one too. Like,
Chip, people know about you, right? And your access to certain resources.
I mean, yeah, how else would I sell it? Or, you know, part of her favors.
Everyone like whistles like, "Woo, Chip." And then the thread turns over, and she's like,
"Dealer here on the."
And she's like,
"No, just alcohol."
Yeah.
I took the secret agenda moonshine.
Amazing. Yeah, my character has no problem.
Of some kind. That'd be amazing. Oh no! Another chain char. I will play a Rast bootlegger with a modified Tommy gun at some point.
Oh, that is 100% Rast thing. Oh yes,
just the Rast Mafia. It'll be great.
That's literally how I envision them.
Cutest little mafia.
Warrant turns around and she's like, "Oh, Chip, did you manage to get me that like mango flavored stuff this time? Because the straight grain alcohol, a little tough to find mixer around here. You know that Warrant always has like very specific alcohol requests. Doesn't seem to really understand the whole like moonshining
what a
thing.
still is.
But you know, if you just like manage to find like some orange juice or something, or you know, vary from concentrate citrus powder, you can sometimes, you know, mix it up and slide something by her."
Does she pay better for it?
Yeah, I don't get, like, why would a friend be interested in moonshine? Just order normal alcohol.
Mix it with your rationed fruit.
Yeah, she, well, you see, Varent is a human culture aficionado. That's part of why she's here.
Oh.
And she's actually a sociologist. She's not here to study, like, the planet or any of the other programs going on, the orbital stuff. She's here to study how people are going to plan, actually, and build. She's an industrial sociologist. To plan how everyone is going to live together once the Maraud forming on this world is complete.
If it goes like human history, poorly.
Grain alcohol is really more authentic to our cultural experience and my ancestors who made moonshine, in the hills of Appalachia. But I'll see what I can do.
Florence like, "Oh, of course, thank you. I really do have to talk more about that. By the way, I'm writing a chronicle of the, various human subcultures present on the world in its earliest days."
Oh my goodness.
You know that she intends to create the history curriculum for future students. Not like as her job, but just like a side project.
Wow.
Yep.
She's very industrious. Holy shit.
I feel like we're just going to make up so many things to tell her. Or I am anyway. It's going to be a great historical section.
I am going to teach by example with traditional human religious zealotry.
That is fairly accurate.
I learn nothing new, goddammit. I know everything I need to know. I have my manual given to me by mother.
Meanwhile, I'm just under my breath like, yes. What a fine human tradition. Humans have never done anything historically bad that would make us question those traditions.
You're like, well, I'll see you all on the flip side. I've got guard duty. I'll always be at the ready. Like, gosh, you'd think that we're drones. Anyway, come along, Meat Shield. The Mirai drone doesn't make any sound to recognize this order, but it does follow him. As does the other Marine after, counting their digital coins that they have won on the horse racing, and then they buy their little horse racing in the stands avatar, a top hat and monocle, And through the visor, you can see a beaming look of pride and accomplishment on their face before they log out and leave as well.
Okay, a sad game where it's horse racing, but you don't get to be a horse or a jockey, like, defeats the point of a video game.
It's Second Life in the future.
How are the humans controlling the drones? I don't think Mirai could actually order them to do things. Like, you could order them to follow you around and lift an object, but the humans wouldn't be able to order them.
No. So, part of it is that, okay, well, I'm assuming that, so Chip, here's what Chip would know as just a Marine. He knows that PhD receives regular shipments of two things. One, expiring drones that other hives, like, send here, and are probably going to die kind of soon, to double as both workers and fertilizer, because there's not a queen around here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the raid, Dancing with Kobolds. Two, you know that PhD can make more pheromones than she should be able to, in part because of her augments, and also in part because she was a very closely ranked, she was a very highly ranked handmaid, and she was up there in the Mirai aristocracy, or however that works. And she both gives commands to the drones, and you know that there's like a medical facility where all of the shipments of drones land.
Enhances their functionality.
Would Chip have like asked around?
I mean, I think the purpose of the alcohol is both for fun times, but also to figure out stuff that's going on.
Yeah, I would say you could probably bribe more easily some of the human science workers, and one of them is just a plant worker in a largely automated plant, and they would confer to you that they are all getting what are being called the new run of frequency chips. Apparently, they're a modification of wartime Mirai implants. They speculate, but do not know, that PhD, having commanded many Mirai Marines, is very adept at manipulating and programming routines for drones that have such implants. Of course, Mirai Marines are normally purpose-grown with a gap in their brain to receive that chip. So you're not sure where the implant is going or how it's working. They said that they stick it in what's like the back of their neck.
Okay, that answers that question.
Just plug in the remote control.
But you would notice that like the drones, like PhD gives them orders and they follow around the Marines, but sticks to deck and does a little bit more than other Mirai drones do.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And deck just in general seems to be a little bit like cozier with the drones. Kind of treats them like pets. And that's not a totally uncommon thing, but you know, like...
Aren't you a cute, soon-to-expire mantis thing?
It's more that they act like pets a little more around him, which doesn't happen for everyone.
Yeah.
That's a weirdo.
Yeah, and like the other dude called his meat shield.
Love it.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely got that dichotomy.
But yeah, you would know that you would also, if you like ask around, you would just be aware of the fact that Deck sometimes on his patrol goes out of the way to visit the places where the latest composting has been spread across the newly fertile valleys. AKA where like the remains are.
Whoa.
Damn, homie, that's dark.
Well,
my favorite drone is right beneath this rose bush, and it's gorgeous.
Look at the flowers, Deck! Look at the flowers!
Indeed. So, yeah, there's lots of fascinating stuff on offer, but as lunch break pops off and other people come off shift and you come on shift, you get a ding-ding on your PDATs that you are to report to Bay 44 and load up on your shuttle and head out.
All right.
Lee, I have a
grab
small
my shit.
question. So, how long have I been serving here compared to, for instance, Moreland? Am I newer as a person here, or is Moreland and I, or are we like this, you know, in the same crew?
Think
We've been working
you
together for a while.
I think you guys have been working together for at least 6 months.
Okay. And was Moreland here before, or Moreland? Feel free to provide input. I'm just curious for.
I feel like I've probably been here a while, and I'm just I'm just one of like the mainstays of like the Roughnecks. Go through.
There are no adults who were born here.
Right.
And there's no facilities to take care of kids if any are born here. But yeah, this has been around for like a decade or so. It's the beginning. I mean, there were earlier attempts. There have been earlier things done to the atmosphere in buried silos, but this is like a new dawn of Trinity presence on this world.
That's the way with many a frontier planet. Yes, that makes sense. So while we're on our way there, I would probably ask Moreland. So you seem very, very interested in keeping to the Motherist's way. How interesting.
Mother still guides us. Mind you, he is not exactly quiet about his religion.
Chip just tapped on the shoulder, like, drank a lot of that Kool-Aid as a kid, buddy.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, we probably had this conversation a couple times before. You might know that my character is interested in the entire spectrum of human belief, not just those who are particularly drawn to the Mother's Code. But I think this is maybe one of the first times she's witnessed you, like, actively telling someone to shut the fuck up when they talk about
I mean, he's kind of like,
redemptionist.
he's kind of a rough guy a lot of the times, but he's not an asshole most of the time.
Jack is probably normally smart enough not to try to play things in front of him, but forgot to take.
Probably, yeah. I would then
kind of like a good size, like heavy guy.
Yeah, I'd probably be like, yeah. So like, you know, Dex program, that was interesting. I thought. Do you know anybody else who like watches that program? Is it like a common thing? I've never seen that before. Very interesting.
Some try to watch it from time to time. Most of them try to watch it in the lunchroom full of other people. They prefer to keep their shame in private.
Yeah, their shame. Interesting. Well, cool.
And just, you know, just to fill out the proper, like, almost American religious vibe, he does have a scope on his bolt gun. Just so you know.
I was really more worried about, like, the pornography hidden under his bed and what kind it was.
Hidden.
Proper hypocrisy purposes.
Oh my god.
You do not want to go onto his PDAT. What is Space Grinder for Rasts? I don't,
Raster.
Raster. Terrible.
So yeah,
I like the way the fur feels against my skin.
Whoa.
You guys come up on the back of the shuttle.
Steamy in here.
Everything is as it should be, and you have available to you like very basic one armor suits if you don't have a different thing to pull on.
Homegirl brought hers, but she's
she's
not going to put it on until necessary. It's like halfway around her belt.
There's also, of course, like a fire extinguisher and such here.
Nice.
But yeah, you guys load up and you take off.
Do I have to do a piloting or something?
Yes, you do. Because there is like a little more smoke than usual.
Ah, yes.
Alright, so
it begins. It begins.
Quickly re-roll, panic, and then give us all its stress.
Alright, so there's a bit of an issue with like some dust and such coming up off of the valley. Because there is like the increasingly fertile valley that is having the stuff dumped there and is like well situated between some volcanoes.
How inspiring.
But in the zone to be like heated. And yeah, you get a bit of a dust clog in one of the engines, and you manage to scrape by, though.
Are those the same plants from the bright grass shot? Because now they just look like pot to me.
I've ruined them. Oh no! Yeah, they are the same plants.
And they're cute.
So you guys,
I should really make a specific pot plant just so that we can show it on stream.
You guys are coming down
For the lulz.
And you see the comm station. Entwil, give me an Ayatwil. Give me an
Onatwil.
Onatwil, give me an observation roll.
Okay. That is not actually my strong suit. Let me
Oh, it's no one's strong suit in this group.
Yeah.
We have 2 tanks and a pilot.
Okay. Cool. So I don't see shit.
Yeah. So you touch down at comms 9109. It is not what one would call a spacious facility.
God, I feel bad for people. Apparently, like, political propaganda is our TV. Maybe we should also start the secret radio station.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Could have political propaganda of all types, then also more interesting programming.
Yeah. So
I can do the evangelical praise mother / hunting show, like in the middle of it. You know?
Praise be unto mother.
Now let's go shoot a small creature with a large weapon.
Oh God!
So
bringing back the American way, bitches.
The camera shakes and someone's like, "You can't. That's one of the breeding pairs. They're all going to be inbred if you kill that one."
Commies.
My character is just like an actual, what's the opposite of ancestor? Descendant. My character is just like a descendant of the Thren who thought it was a great idea to recode the military AI to be in charge of the entire human race. And I'm just like, oh, goodness, no, my ancestors also fucked up.
But I worship the product of your ancestors.
I mean, actually, that's gonna be my backstory now.
I have like a great question though about the Thren.
Hemipenes.
I'm thinking it's a Thren.
No. What was the question?
The Puazi looking race. That's
yes, the Thren.
I just had a moment where my brain was not sure if I was using the right word. I just want to know is like if they're going through like human culture, and then they find in cases work. They're just like,
oh, I actually have an inverse explanation for that. That was propaganda made during the war to kind of like initiate humanity on these nymphomaniac crazy people that they're fighting and killing because they suck.
So was it their interference that just started like making his writing on Alfie much lazier? Is that a thing?
I'll have you know that the reason the writing got lazier was because Incase no longer wants to continue that product.
So you guys arrive at the comm station. It's a large tower, but there's like a small room at its base. It's got a series of solar panels and radar dishes. They blink and bloop in the fairly cold ground. Once you land and like actually get out, which does the pilot get out?
Yeah, I don't have to. Yeah, no.
Does anyone have any skill with Comtech besides the pilot?
That's me.
Nope. The pilot.
Then you should all come with us into the town.
I'm the Comtech one. All right. So what do I have to do here?
First, Moreland, you notice that it looks like one of the dishes has had like a bolt placed in its rotating pad, and it is stuck on an azimuth it shouldn't be.
Oh, weird. What is this azimuth displaying for the Comtech set of things?
Southeast. It's looking like there's an extra dish locked southeast for some reason.
Am I getting a signal from there, or is it just like wrong?
Well, you can come in and check it out, but
I'm gonna come in and check it out before I tell him to correct.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, does the bolt look like it was intentionally placed to aim it like in the southwest?
Yeah,
that sounds intentional to me. I got 1 success.
All right. And I will. You come in and check it out. Meanwhile, Chip, you don't know anything about bolts or azimuths, but you do notice what definitely look like tread tracks headed to the south.
To the power station.
Yeah, so, Anatwil, you notice...
Anatwil.
I know, he's still doing it.
Anatwil, you,
That is a valid friend name, though, Anatwil. Would be fine.
Anatwil, you do notice that there is a strange, discrepancy in some of the IFFs that are being passed around here. One in particular looks like this comm station was made to very subtly indicate that it was going somewhere it actually was not.
This is too interesting for me not to psych out.
It is a Thren ship.
I made the wrong choice.
It is a Thren ship called the Fire Dancer.
Oh. Interesting. So it's hooked on to the Fire Dancer?
Yeah. By the way, Chip, you know that one of the wire dugouts is where your still is because you have, a still.
So the wire dugouts are the power station parts or something else? Like, I don't...
Yeah, so it's like this hole, basically.
Okay, but where's that in relation to other things? Like, we have, 2 maps, and...
We have 2 maps? Oh.
Everything here...
map.
Everything here is the comms.
Probably, in relation to here.
It's like, 20 feet north of the tower's door.
Okay, so yeah, I probably would go just grab my supplies while they're initially checking things out and load them up on the shuttle.
Yeah.
Yeah, while you're going to, grab them, you do notice something very alarming.
Yeah.
Over half of what you've distilled has been siphoned off.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
That's actually serious.
So half of your haul has been made off with.
Someone stole half the booze?
So, yeah, I mean,
Okay.
A, are there any clues? B,
That's right.
how often do people come here? How easy is it to get a shuttle when you're not on patrol? How much of an open secret is this particular location?
I imagine
And the fact that I distill things here.
I imagine that Chip would probably does Chip delay the release of new stock and stuff to kind of obfuscate, or is he just really blatant?
I mean, probably not that stupid. I keep it and then it comes in at random times. So, tonight, yes, we're having a drinking party. I think normally time for the release of things, so I keep them on hand for new events so that it's not obvious.
Awesome. That makes a lot of sense. So yeah, it's a pretty well-kept secret, and in-person checks at these stations are annual, if nothing goes wrong.
Interesting.
However, in proximity to the volcano, once every 3 to 6 months, Roughneck will need to come out here and fix something.
Sounds about right.
Smoke,
Okay.
debris, tremors, just little things will go wrong. But yeah, Moreland, if you want to fix the bolted up thing, you can make me a heavy machinery. You can also make me another heavy machinery just to do the work of walking around and making sure everything is right as rain otherwise.
Lee, what was the name of that Thren ship again? I'll write it in the chat.
The Fire
this time.
Dancer.
Do I believe that I could reconnect with the Fire Dancer if the bolt was removed?
It's the transponder is in its logs. There's nothing.
Oh, okay.
it's not presently receiving its transponder.
Okay.
And it made it look like its transponder, like it tried to make it look like its flight path was from HQ right over this station and then disappearing to the southwest. And then up out of the atmosphere.
And so it tried to make it look like that's not what happened?
Nope. Well, this in conjunction with that one dish being locked to a certain azimuth makes it look like that's what happened. But it under close examination, it's clear that this is a fiction.
Okay. All right. I would say, fix the bolt.
Yeah, it's like first I'll do my like regular stuff, and I was waiting for her to get the bolt in.
Yep, fix it up.
So,
first I'll do my general.
Do I see the tracks that are going up to the power station? Are those also in this direction?
Yeah. So, when Chip looks around, like really looking for it, he can see like faintly attempted to be dusted out footprints leading towards tire tracks.
Okay.
Weird happened here.
Moreland,
I get the 2 on the basic like work thing there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use the bonus, the stunt on there, to not have to roll the next time I encounter something like this.
All right. You find that the comms array has undergone acceptable drift on the pressure gauges. You just like have to pump something, and then maintenance jack twists something, and it's fine. Okay. Most of this stuff was just routine maintenance that was within parameters, but because you've done this, it will go even longer before falling out of parameters.
Okay. And then I'm going to do the removable.
Alright. You pry it up, and the dish returns to its ordinary path. And Anatwil...
Anatwil? Mm-hmm.
Anatwil, you see a little advisory pop up on this screen when that happens. And
fun.
And it says, unusual power readings.
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna go check out the power readings after I saw this thing.
Alright.
But
what are the power readings reading?
It looks like this station... So this comms tower and much of the valley's process is... In correction, this is a very vast distance. It's been hours to get out here, and it's going to be hours to get back. It's serviced by Power Station 9. And it seems like something about you just digging around in the machine has thrown off something that was done here.
Put the ball back!
And it looks like... Well, it looks like more like the prying around with the computer. It looks like there's... It looks like this comm station is receiving less power than it should. Not, like, so much less that it matters, because it has its own solar panels to, like, help augment, and it has capacitors and batteries. But the power station looks like it's a little bit delayed, because there's an automated governor for on the grid, and it locally requests more power, and then the grid responds. This should take like an umpteenth of a second to trigger, because there's a hard line. However,
it's being siphoned.
Yeah, I would probably ask the roughneck
It takes
to look at it
sometimes
first.
up to 60 seconds for the power to be diverted here. Never enough that there is a
triggered?
An alert or a fluctuation. Although there should be. And that's the alert that's just gone off now.
Alright, I bring the roughneck in and I'm like, hey, I'm not used to seeing this when I'm working on computers. You want to take a look at this? It looks more like a hardware issue than a software thing.
Yeah, sure. Heavy machinery?
Yeah, you can do a heavy machinery to look at like the cables and shit. All right, yeah. You Moreland, it doesn't look like they've been tampered with, but it does strike you as not something a machine would do. If an AI like Mother of Steel was governing this interaction, it would never take up to 60 seconds to respond to a request.
My goodness.
It's more of a human erring.
Yeah, it's like, looks like it's not a hardware, it's a BioWare issue.
Roman.
But I thought this was an automatic system, so how does that not mean tampering if it's like a human doing it?
The cables aren't tampered with.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Something's up over
controlling.
here in Power Station 9.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
You know that Power Station 9 is a lot closer than the HQ. You could be there within 40 minutes if you wanted to fly over.
Honestly, tempted. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to check that out before we go back.
That's where the treads lead, right?
Yeah, you see, well, the treads near you go to the south, but there is like some hills here, so if one wanted to drive to Power Station 9, you'd go like this.
Okay, if we're leaving by ship, then I'm gonna load the rest of the alcohol into our shuttle before we go.
All right.
I feel like my character knows that this is happening and is okay with it.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, like
Moreland
probably have
is
an
super on
arrangement
board
with
with
a
that.
couple of groups. If this is our
Yeah,
regular.
no, I feel like my character likes alcohol enough.
Oh yeah, Moreland is fully on board. It fits his aesthetic real well. Like, you know, it's like moonshine, guns, and religion.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I just need this character to have a pet bald eagle with this one.
We out here in redneck space.
Keeps trying to steal the terraforming breeding berry animals, but I need one as a pet. It's for my aesthetic.
Like, I need it, man.
Okay, let's fly to the power station.
Why are you wearing that weird
No.
red, white, blue Speedo? It's weird.
Now, Anatwill,
You think
fun
we need
fact
a
about
Speedo here?
Power Station 9.
At least it's not red, yellow.
Dirt bathing.
Power
that'd be
Station
dangerous.
9 is what
Patriotic
is
banana hammock.
it's one of what is known as a volcano derrick. It is built into the opening of a volcanic shaft.
That's
So what I'm hearing is Volcano Fortress.
See, I have a question now. Is anybody making jewelry in it or trying to return jewelry to it? Because I read a series of books that make that sound like a bad idea. You know?
You're not sure.
I've been more and more under the impression that I just literally made like elves and dwarves make a pact to fuck over the humans. The setting.
Power Station 9 should only have a skeleton crew of roughnecks working there, maybe a half dozen. And the power station guys, they need a lot of special certificates and ratings because they need to move around in like a volcano derrick. So they don't tend to ever get stationed at HQ.
I mean, Roughneck Stole My Booze would make a lot of sense. Doesn't explain the word power readings yet, but maybe they're just having like discotheques or something.
I'm just like, we about to find out, friends. We about to find out.
Just like Cox giantess smart gun of heaviness. Yes, we will.
So,
meanwhile, I'm just here piloting, like.
yeah, so Pat, you're flying towards a volcano. There is some like ash and heat and other considerations as you get closer.
Considering how well I did on my first piloting roll, do I need to make another one?
You will be rolling piloting.
All right. Boom. Let's hear it.
All right, so you pilot,
Damn straight, I'm rolling piloting.
You pilot very well. You do see that the you come to Power Station 9, and like your visuals are obfuscated, but you manage to pilot through the cloud so expertly. You actually all get a pretty good glimpse. And it looks like the derrick is a little bit bulkier than it should be. It looks like there's a bit more built up around the magma pump, or the lava pump, than it should be.
Like built
like structures or stuff built up or lava built up?
Structures, like
yeah, like they're building more.
Weird.
Okay, if these are human separatists, we're just going to kill them all and pretend that it was an accident.
My character's okay with this.
Traditional for someone like me to kill Nazis.
Yeah. So you receive.
It's
Let's kill them.
You receive
human separatists.
You're getting a hail on your your console. Someone wants to talk to you.
Well, hello there, my character says as she accepts the hail.
All right, and do you put up your video?
Is it normal procedure to do that?
I would if it's normal, yeah.
I feel like voice.
I feel like it is.
Okay.
Voice is probably
the thing is, video is a second factor to authenticate that you are who you say you are.
Yeah. No, I think I would do it all normal procedure. I'm not trying to be weird.
All right. A Thren woman answers after a second. It's like, oh, hey, how are you? We just noticed that you're coming up on the power station, but we've had like some lava buildup recently, and you don't want to do that. Also, our hangar bay is full, so you really probably don't want to come here. Yeah,
it's a very small ship. And we need to land. Like, my character says as they make a manipulate roll. That untrained.
They're like, oh shit, you need to, like, how bad is it?
I'm just going with loud banging noises from that.
It's off camera.
I don't know.
Pretty bad? Got a space for me, please? We could probably fix it if we land. But I don't think we're making it back to HQ, if you know what I mean.
You hear... Sorry, yes?
It's like, I'll patch... When you say this, I'll patch over, like, our comms, like, our just headsets, and be like, do you want me to make it look like we're damaged? I can do that.
No, I made noises with my bottles of...
Well, no, if they want to look at it, like...
They're not going to look at it. You think they're really going to look at it?
Land.
I mean...
Okay, make some damage, but nothing you can't fix. Please.
Oh, yeah.
Roll heavy machinery to make it look damaged.
Not like last time.
It's like, I'm not as drunk as last time. You know, it's fine.
Good.
The woman turns over her side and says, Commander, they need to land. They need servicing. Yeah, shit. All right. Well, I mean, tell them. Oh, fuck. Okay. She turns back and says, right. Okay. We need to move the ship in the hangar bay out. Please hang 10 and circle back and make way for the vessel. It's having transponder issues, but it's a Thren shuttle. So just give it a wide berth. You're not going to see it on your sensors. And
yeah, I know the drill with Thren ships. Yeah, I'm not going to see it on my sensors. Cool. My character says in a way that indicates, what the fuck? Of course I would see a Thren ship on my... Are you fucking dumb?
Suspicious as fuck.
But then, like, she doesn't say that. But, you know, it's like the undercurrent.
Yep.
You know? Like, there's a lot of, like... And she's probably speaking Thren Tling, and there's, like, a lot of, like, you know, expressional...
Little something. She's like, yeah,
influence in the
language. We've had a terrible thing with our transponders. So sorry. Yeah, but we'll just, you know, just hang tight. We'll be right to you. And it is now...
The kind of fake damage I put on the ship, just, you know, it's like, you've seen, have you seen the movie Serenity?
Yes, of course.
Right. Well, you know, kind of like where they do the reaver changes, so like it looks like the engine is kind of like leaking smoke and everything, but it's just like cosmetic.
Nice.
That's what I
yeah.
Nice, yeah. And as that happens, you see a ship which looks an awful lot like the Fire Dancer should, rising up out of Power Station 9.
How interesting,
Meanwhile, we cut to a 10-minute break. Hey!
Bugger. I was about to ask questions about that shit.
We're back.
Boiled again.
Boiled. Great.
Alright. Time to go pee. For the first time since I left work. In 4 hours, 3 hours, 2. What time is it? A couple hours ago. Back. Having fed the dog and also yelled at my sister. You guys do not even want to know the state of my kitchen, but let's just say I have eaten out for the past 2 nights because there's not even oven space in my kitchen.
So you're taking a stand at not cleaning it so she has to do it, but it's so far not working?
It's her fault that the kitchen is like this!
No, I'm not surprised. My little brother never cleans his dishes or even takes them back to the kitchen. The living room will just be like littered with mugs and little plates with napkins wadded up on them. And also his socks. That's not kitchen related. It's just a thing that he leaves everywhere.
My last roommate.
I'm a little sloppy, but shit. She takes the cake. She takes the fucking cake and she leaves it on the plate, uneaten, somewhere.
Oh, no.
My last roommates before my current situation.
It's like I'm in college again.
Yeah. They would never clean the kitchen. I realized that the first 2 years I lived with them, I was the only one cleaning the kitchen. And so I just stopped. And it just piled up and I'm just staring.
There.
Wow.
I've had too many fucking roommates to clean up after my sister.
The thing is how bad it was is when they moved out, because Menards gave one of them a promotion, and I'm like, sweet, take them to a different state, thank God. One of my friends came over on the second day of cleaning up, and they see 10 trash bags of crap.
Wow.
And it was wow, they left a lot of stuff. I'm like, oh no, you missed the first 26. That's not even an exaggeration. They were goddamn pigs, and I hope that somewhere that they're in a ditch with their car on top of them.
My sister is this way. Why is she this way?
I can be messy. I can let things go for a while, especially if I get wrapped up in
kitchen.
But not the kitchen.
That's the one thing. Or at least, I live in Texas. If you don't clean the dishes very regularly, you get cockroaches everywhere.
Yes. We get fucking bugs all over the place because of her. Look, I cleaned the sink before I made 3 dinners worth of just dinners for her. And the general assumption when one of us makes dinner is the other one cleans.
Yeah.
She hasn't cleaned anything. So I cleaned the fucking dishes I made the salad with, the stew with, and the stir fry with. And then the one fucking last time I made food for her, she hasn't cleaned anything since that first fucking time I cleaned things. I don't know if I'm articulating myself well.
No,
but she also has made fucking popcorn and grilled cheese and a whole bunch of things. The popcorn pot is full of dead bugs. It's full of dead bugs.
Gross.
I can't touch that shit. I'm not gonna. There's dead bugs in it. Like, come on, Aster. God damn.
See, when I say I'll let the kitchen go again, that means like we'll run out of bowls and then I'll go in there and like do the dishes. But it's like I clean the plates off for the most part before like setting them in the sink and everything. So there's really nothing to attract bugs. Like right now, like one of my sinks has things soaking in it because I think they had a lot of cheese in them.
Yeah,
so.
That's a normal thing to do with kitchen.
That's a normal thing. Yeah, I leave it overnight.
Yeah,
but then I clean it the next day.
Yeah, see, the thing that I'll ignore at times is like the floor where it gets like right under the edges, like the counters or things, and that'll just build up, and eventually I'll be like, "Holy shit, what is down there? Like, what is happening down here?" It's like, but I have like a bad back and knee, so it's like I just kind of ignore anything that's below ankle height most days because I don't want to fucking deal with it. It's just like Also, same reason never having kids. Like, if it is that small, I ain't dealing with it. Like, I've seen what I do to pets, with animals that don't have any real personality. Like, it's not good.
What did you do to the animal?
Like, the ones without personality, I just ended up ignoring. Like, if it can come to me and be like, hey, I need food and love, I'll be like, oh, all right, But if it wants to, like, sit in a crib and cry, they can take that shit to a crowded restaurant, is what I see other parents doing. So I assume that's what they do. For anybody listening, no, I'm joking. I love children.
Yeah. I don't.
No,
you don't have to love children.
No, there's a reason I'm not reproducing.
Oh, same.
And it's not I'm biologically infertile, which is true. There's another reason.
I just... I actually have two reasons. One is that I don't like children to start off with because I worked in a daycare for 5 years.
Oh my god.
Oh, I can only imagine.
My grandmother ran a daycare and Montessori school, and I worked there with her for a while.
Oh, wow.
It's like, and the other is like, I have...
we've got Enter the Hive playing. Something's happening.
It's like, I tell people I'm schizophrenic, but I don't talk about the real effects of that much. One of them is a delusion that is based around... Or it's not really a delusion, it's just a belief based around, to me, there's no difference between, a woman being pregnant and someone having a bot fly in them. And it's just not good. It's just it's a parasite. I would like to be away from the parasite that's growing inside of them. That's good. They're like, no, eventually it'll come out and you can take care of it for 18 years.
No, not 18 years. Now it's 25 years.
I feel called out.
No, it's true for basically everyone.
Yeah, no,
I'm a part of this picture, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought you were a Twitter user, not Facebook.
I do both.
Yeah. So,
don't look me up.
You see the So you guys descend into the built into the rock shaft, and it's very hot outside until the hangar doors close behind you, and then with a these doors open up. There's a Thren there alongside some human workers who are wearing, the kind of gear you'd expect someone who works inside of a volcano to have. Not full kit at all times, but rebreathers and such. Just like masks so that they can have those on. In part because there's the ash. And
proper social distancing
around my waist.
All right. Yeah. So they come in. They're like, "Hey, really sorry about your issue with with your ship. What's gone wrong? How can we help?"
I would probably
one of the engines. I can get it fixed.
So are we going to tell them we're investigating, or are we just treating them as hostile now? Well, I mean, at least we're sneaking around. We probably should discuss this.
Yeah, no, we probably would have. So what's our gameplay here before we actually enter the volcano? So
unless we're going to try to sneak around, we probably have to at least tell them what we're investigating, wait for their suspicious reactions, and then go ask, they're going to have to let us see the things or come up with a valid reason why not.
Okay.
I mean, it's part of our job to check in on this if things are going weird. So.
Yeah, no, it is actually part of our job. That's entirely valid.
And we just use the excuse of the shuttle to.
Yeah, I mean, we also definitely had a legitimate problem with our shuttle.
And also, that was suspicious that they're like, "Oh no, you can't come in." Like, I don't. It's like,
yeah, no, I'm definitely getting some stuff.
Let's treat them as suspicious,
but not necessarily hostile.
Yeah,
I mean, who knows what it is? Cult, sex party, separatists. We just don't know at this point.
Cult, sex party.
Yeah, if it's cult, sex party, let's say
separate options. But I suppose it could be both.
If it's called sex party, I'm saying Fidelio at the door.
Yeah.
I'll be Nicole Kidman or something.
I could go for a sex party.
Yeah.
Yes. So Moreland, you say it's a blown engine and that you can take care of it.
Yeah, it's like it's just going to take me some time.
All right. Well, we have the parts, but we are hoping to leave with our ship pretty soon. So, anything that these two can do to help, they're like 8. That.
Oh, is that was that your ship that just left? The what was that call sign again? Was it Dance with Me or no? It was Fire Dance. No, Fire Dancer.
She's like, strange. They're actually having a transponder malfunction right now. How did you know the call sign?
Well, it was in the logs of the comms tower we were sent to perform routine maintenance on.
She looks around at the other two guys and she's like, the
comms tower. Right, the 45 minutes by flight away.
You mean comms tower 90109?
Is that the one?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that one.
Wow. This dude's like, hey, I thought that wasn't supposed to be service for like 2 more months. And the other guy's like, yeah, I don't know, maybe something went wrong. And the other guy looks at him and he's like, He's
Is something amiss here? Because there was some strange stuff at that tower.
What strange stuff? I mean, I'm not really in charge around here. Maybe you should talk to someone who's like a supervisor or something. I mean,
I'm not the type to ask the manager. I just want to, see if we can fix that.
We need a professional Karen.
I'm sure. One moment. If you want to, like, all right. So you guys can take care of helping him, and if you two want to come in here with me, we can. I don't know. You could talk to the manager or something. I'm just waiting for my ship to get back in here.
I understand that
are done
feeling.
Talking.
Wait, so it's your ship? You don't work here?
No. I wrote in on the Fire Dancer. Yeah.
So what do you do? Like, what's your ship for?
She's wearing like some like nondiscreet like leather-looking outfit. You do notice that she has on her hip a gun, and she just says, "I work for Fleet Intelligence."
What kind of gun?
It is. It's a service pistol. It's not like a huge thing.
Okay.
She's like, yeah, it's pretty hush hush. We're here with a bigwig. People weren't supposed to really know about it.
You mean not PhD?
No. PhD is in charge of commanding the. Yeah, are you talking about Passion, Hope, Denial?
Of course.
Oh, I guess that is an acronym of her name. Anyway, yeah, we're just here for...
Sorry, I've hung around humans far too long, as you can tell.
It's all good. So, like, this door opens up, and you see something that is not normally in a volcano base. Which is to say, like, a really fucking nice, nicely decorated room with a hollow table and carpet. The dude behind the door steps through and closes it behind him pretty quickly, though. And he says, "Oh, hello there."
Oh my, it looks like Colonel Lapartha is also very similar to Marlon.
Yeah, he walks in. He has a very military bearing about him. He is wearing a Trinity military uniform. It has an interesting set of medals. Chip, you recognize one of those as a really old service medal. This dude does not look old enough to have served against that separatist insurrection.
And I'm going to assume if you're like an active duty military member, you're not allowed to wear medals you haven't earned. Like, you can't just wear your grandpa's medal or whatever for kicks.
No, that is far from regulation. Yeah. That is not allowed.
Yeah, that makes sense. Huh. There's a lot of reanimation on this fucking planet. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Well, okay. But yeah, so he walks in and says, hello. I understand you've been sent to inspect a nearby comms tower, and you're having trouble with your ship. Yeah, they've got questions about what's going on here. Apparently there's been some sort of issue with a comms tower, and he's like, yes. So, yes. My name... It
is our job to look into this.
Yeah. Well, hello. My name is Yvrin Laparthia, and I work here. I'm in charge of the operation. As you might have noticed coming in, the power station has been greatly expanded from its original blueprint. This is all part of the Xylon 9 plan, I assure you.
Whose plan, specifically?
Why, the plan to make this a foundry of the new vessels produced under the Trinity's guidance, to create a fleet that will stand against all threats.
Interesting. I'm all here for the Trinity, and
now you do know that that's actually not a lie. Like the shipyards, the orbital shipyards that are being built are Trinity shipyards to build ships to like have a new generation.
Yeah, but orbital shipyards are not secret volcano fortress shipyards disguised as power stations.
Yeah, this is a little bit far.
You don't get Elon Musk supervillain shit.
He doesn't say that he's building spaceships here. He just says that this is part of what is called the Xylon 9 plan. The Xylon 9 plan is the Maraud forming and like far-reaching industrial. Like there's like the Civics Works plan basically. The Xylon 9 project or the Xylon 9 plan is how people speak about like all of the Trinity's intentions for this world. So he's basically saying, like... And you know that there are some parts that are a little bit more secret than others. Like, Chip, you had to bribe someone to find out that there were chips going in those drones. So, it's not impossible that he's trying to let you assume that this is some, like, hush-hush government shit.
It still seems weird. I mean, because if it were really that hush-hush... Like, if PhD knew about it, really wouldn't have sent us to inspect this station... So
right, and PhD is the shadiest motherfucker I know. Probably doesn't say much about my character. Yeah, well, totally, that makes sense.
Yeah. One other thing, though, that doesn't quite make sense, that Anatole, it hits you. Colonel Laparthia's, like, military raiment, he has, like, a duster on over it. But under the duster, you can kind of see the rim of a skirt. And, like, looking...
Is it... I actually have trained in this, if this is what you think is what you're implying. Yeah. Is it a,
I'm scrolling around for the word in our conversation, I can't find it.
It's totally that thing we talked about once that I totally remember the name of.
I'm very curious to see what human military tradition involves the skirt.
It's not a human one. It's a Tayo Thwash war dance. Skirt. Which is
every conversation I ever had with anybody I went to high school with. Yeah, that time where we did that thing that I totally remember.
It's Tayo Thwash.
It's a Tiao. He's definitely got a Tiao Thwash skirt on under the duster.
Interesting.
It's almost, but it's also the same like drab tan as his uniform.
How interesting.
Yeah,
so that's a Ren tradition.
It is.
Tail Flash is Thren war dancing. It was like more of a martial art during the wartime, but now it's like, Tai Chi, where it's just like kind of a communal dance.
So is this like him wearing his Tai Chi outfit?
It's more like
more
like there's a Tai Chi aspect to his uniform, but that's not what uniforms look like in the human forces of the Trinity.
I'm suspicious of one thing here that no one's mentioned. Normally, when a man is wearing a skirt, they don't wear drab colors. They're usually much better put together.
I think this guy's suspicious for that. For exactly that reason and nothing else.
Bullshit right there.
Yeah. But you notice that he holds himself with like somewhere between the stern bearing of a military man and the loose motions of a Thren martial artist.
My God. Whoa, interesting. This is not a human separatist.
But yeah, so the workers, by the way, once you got up close to them, Morlin, you recognize one of them as Jeff with one F. You remember that you remember two things about Jeff. One, he did not really share your religious fervor for Mother, and was number one. And number two, you don't remember him being rated to work on a thermal power station.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry, choking on something.
It's all
right. I'm just like, while I'm kind of like patching up the whole everything, just like, when did you get your rating upgraded to work on a thermal station?
Jeff's like, they've actually got me here helping out with the docks. I don't ask too many questions, but a lot of shuttles coming and going these days,
Really?
Yeah, and there's only one shuttle bay because there's not supposed to be a lot of landings here. So like we're constantly having to fix it up. It's not meant. It gesticulates at the state of the platform, and it's actually not in great shape. It's functional, but it's got more wear than it should have had by this point in its lifetime. It's looking like stuff might starting to be replaced within the year. He's like, yeah, and apparently they're being slow with the parts. Anyway, I mostly stay inside, though. There's not really a need for me to go across, other than, the bridges, but, those are all insulated.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it was like, really, a lot of people coming and going from here. That doesn't seem right.
He's like, yeah, I mean, they tell you go and work in a power station, and then they're like, oh, by the way, you work in the hangar, and I'm like, who's coming to the power station? It turns out fucking everyone. I guess everyone needs power.
Normally delivered by cables, you don't have to pick it up by hand.
Yeah, that's what I said.
This isn't some Energon cube, what the hell?
Yeah, and the other worker kind of comes up and brushes Jeff aside. He's like, so, what can we do to help this go as fast as possible? The fire dancer does need to come back down pretty soon. They've got a scheduled departure.
Oh, I know. It's like, I mean, I've got it. It's like it just takes a moment, Got to make sure it's not leaking any. Got to test it a couple times. You know how it works when you deal with an engine.
Yeah, safety first. This dude is really keeping a good eye on you. Jeff is just sort of like, oh, well, I guess I don't have anything else to do right now. And
I'm also keeping it. Do I recognize the other guy?
You don't.
At all?
You do not recognize that guy.
Seems weird since I've been here a while.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, there are, you live in the largest population center, but there's, thousands of people dispersed across other ones, and people arrive and leave, every half year. So, it's possible he's just a new guy, or got put on the ass end of the other ass end of the planet. Or, he's one of the thermally rated guys who you never really interact with.
I had to step away from the computer for just 1 second.
Oh, good. But meanwhile, in this room, so Chip and Anayatwil, Colonel says, well, it sounds like it's going to be a moment. Can I invite you in for a drink?
Lee, think about it like Anna Twill. Two different names. Anna Twill.
No, he would, by the way, ask you what your names are.
Yes.
Sorry. Forgot I locked the door so Shannon couldn't come in.
I love drinks. Please, by all means, it'll pass the time between now
and Marines normally say their names. Just say your last name, right? Like, I'm...
Yeah, rank. You're private. You're private first class.
Yeah, like, Private Alcott, sir.
He seems to, like, remember something, and he's, like, at ease. And then, says, well, Private, welcome to the Officer's Lounge. And he punches a button, and again reveals the, really nice bar that he has.
Oh, wow. Bougie. Also, who's she? Or he?
She is another Thren, looking like that other one. The other one comes in, like, the door. They're both looking a little... tense isn't the right word, but they're in sort of a low, mobile stance. And the dude behind the bar is like, oh, hey. He's like, should I open another bottle? And the party's like, yeah. And when he does, Chip, something unmistakable reaches your nostrils. That's the smell of your hooch!
They fucking stole my moonshine.
They're trying to serve you your own hooch.
Of course they are.
Yeah. By the way, you notice some like Thren technology in the computers. That's not totally unheard of.
There's what?
There's like Thren computers around here in some places. That's not totally unheard of. But yeah. He's like, please, make yourselves at home. I have to step into my office for a moment, but I'll be right back. And he comes over to this nice white wooden keyblade ass door.
Wow.
I'm gonna make an observation check. See how much I see from within it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do this stress thing where I get to reroll. Yeah, I panic.
Oh, no.
You don't really get any insights, but you do hear a woman in Threntling ask him, "Are they gone yet?" And he sort of says, he sort of like coughs and makes a not so loud kind of face.
Interesting. Very interesting.
But yeah, so you're in a room with two Thren ladies and one worker dude, and they invite you to, you know, pull up and have a drink.
I'll have a drink. Also, Marlon's not in the room. I would ask, Morlin. Sorry, it's me mispronouncing names now. How interesting! What a turn of so anyway, I'm gonna ask Chip, what did you think about that redemptionist? I would say that very loud and try to look around, see if I gauge any interest. What did you think about that redemptionist clip we saw earlier? I quite liked it. My character would say it again. Loudly.
The Thren continued to remain good arcs of view across the entire room, and like they look casual but could draw their gun or kick you in the face at any second. The worker like starts to like he flinches when he hears that, and he doesn't say anything, but he pours the drinks.
And I'm just triply like, oh, I mean, I feel like they should just destroy the entire system. Demanding small scale reform never works out. Burn it all. Take a swig of drink.
This dude's like, this guy's like, don't you think that's kind of reckless?
I'm kidding. I'm just joking.
He's like, oh wow, haha, yeah, yeah, politics, very funny joke.
Like, this is certainly an interesting vintage. I didn't assume you'd have real alcohol here. This seems kind of like rot gut. Where are you getting this?
He's like he's sweating now. He's like, oh wow, the volcano's getting to me. Yeah, I don't know. I just you know, I normally don't serve the drinks. I normally work in the kitchen, but you know, they tapped me for this shift because we have guests again.
So not us guests?
No, I didn't know you were coming. You guys had an emergency and needed to land here, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you seemed like you were here though. Like it seemed like you were paid to do this.
And he's like
a staff sort of thing.
He's like,
by which of course I mean like, you know.
He's like, well, yeah, I mean, Mother of Steel assigned me to this planet like everyone else, right?
Yeah, Mother of Steel didn't assign to me.
He's
I feel like
right.
you shouldn't only just do what Mother of Steel tells you to do, right? Like, there's something to be said about free will.
The worker looks very suspiciously at Chip to see what Chip will say about that.
I just like stop trying to talk the poor boy into redemptionism.
Hey, I don't think it's all that bad. I feel like, it's been 100 years since, 50 years since the end of the redemption thing. And, 100 years since the war. Maybe it's time, humans got a say in their own governance.
It's like, let me describe to you. And I guess, God, we need to figure out something better. Is that loudly describe the different types of human government and how literally every single one of them is found.
Leparthia comes back in and he's like, so, hey, can I interest you all in our snack bar?
You have a snack bar? I love snacks, my character says, totally not high.
You should check out that power fluctuation. Or, they're probably just going to send someone back to see if it's interfering with the power station.
He's like, oh, don't worry. You're free to examine it. Tell me, do you have anyone rated to interact with a thermal plant, however?
I think Slane might be.
Oh,
yeah, I think Slane is.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, we do want to get your shuttle in the air just so we can have some of our other guests take off. But after that, you're free to land again, and, your pilot could just go up and down for a second. We're getting a second pad put in, but volcanoes, hard to work with. And around that time...
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you don't have a lounge here. I'm sure it's really...
Around this time, you hear an alarm, and Leparthia's like, oh, that's, not... And you see a woman...
I'm sorry, this is the alarm? This is like party music.
Welcome to the Trinity.
You see a Thren woman, wearing the ear adornments and choker of a high-ranking commander, step in and say, Colonel Leparthia, enough of this. We need to beat the stations. She's here. Yeah. He's like, what do you mean she's here? She knows we have it. Don't say it in front of the... It doesn't matter now. Leparthia sighs and he's like, listen, we really need you to take off right now. Can you do that?
Can you tell me why we should try to do that without completing our jobs?
He opens his mouth and the Thren commander comes up and he's like, don't you dare say another word, Leparthia. Don't you think it's convenient? They arrived 2 months early for this job. And he looks at her and he's like, oh shit. Wait a minute. Why are you really here?
I actually don't know. What? This job was scheduled. What's going on here?
By the way, all of you get a hit on your PDAT. It is from the office of Central Command. It says to shelter in place.
What the fuck is going on here?
You hear, Moreland in the hangar hears the distant sound of gunfire, and Jeff is like, holy shit, what's happening? What is that? Is that fireworks? The dude wheels around and slaps him. He's like, no, it's not fireworks. We need to get to the fucking armory, dipshit. Shuttle guy, you probably don't want to take off right now. You might get shot. I'm
following them when they run to an armory.
Alright, you can absolutely follow them. They will, Alright, so you're following them. You follow them into this room. Jeff is like, wow, Moreland, what do you think's happening? Are they pirates or something? And he's like, no, dipshit. But this dude looks a little concerned when he sees you. But this door opens up. And through this door, Moreland, if you're following them, you can see a dude who looks an awful lot like the guy in that broadcast.
Oh, damn.
Oh. What? What?
In an awfully nice, blue setup room, kind of reminiscent of the recording studio.
Time to meet your hero, Santa 12.
They're like, quick, we gotta get through the office.
Heroes, the necessarily, but shit.
All right, I'm gonna follow the enemy as they run. I have a feeling that I'm gonna end up on the opposite side from these guys.
Oh my
God. Deacon will stand manually. Like, Deacon, do you have a gun? And Deacon's like, I really tried to get away from my family to not have to answer that question. Yes, but... And he, like, taps like a big iron in his waistband.
Oh shit, is Deacon a marsh? Is he the marsh relative?
Oh my god. What? Oh my god!
Yeah, you... Antwill, you remembered something very familiar as you check Facebook Messenger about that guy.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, so Moreland, the door opens up on the lava bridge.
Ooh.
The bridge that is over the lava.
Whoa.
You see the pumps and swirlings of the thermal facility.
I feel a sudden urge to fight Hayden Christensen. I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
Why? Is it that chokeable throat, though?
Yeah, so you start to cross the bridge. Meanwhile, Deacon will come into the room and say, if they're here for me, I'll hand myself over. You already know everything you need to know. Colonel Leparthia says, nonsense. I'll never surrender you to that butcher. And the Threat Commander's face-palming like, do we want to just tell them the plan? Leparthia, I thought you were better than this. Leparthia's like, I didn't sign up to keep secrets from my fellow humans. Oh, okay, but you would have lied to the Thren. I see how it is. I didn't say that.
Damn.
I am going to get over our comms, like, for our suits and everything. Be like, I don't know if you can hear gunfire, but there's gunfire. I'm heading towards the armory.
Yeah, so you guys get gun. So, like, okay, these two have their guns out, and they're like, we need to go now. And they look at Anatwill, and they're like, listen, if you mean anything you just said, you need to get in your shuttle and take off so that we can... Wait a minute. They'll never suspect he's on your shuttle.
Wait.
The Threat Commander touches her earpiece, and she's like, take off. And she steps forward, and she's like, change of plans. Anatwill? Yeah. Welcome to the Redemptionists. You're a pilot. Take me out of here. With the kid. She jerks her thumb back at Deacon.
Okay. Yes. Hi.
Yeah,
like
Colonel...
your political party.
Colonel Leparthia comes up to Chip, and he's like, alright, Private First Class, I'm not gonna lie to you. The people attacking this place are almost certainly your comrades. Everyone, like, very tensely looks at the two of you, and he's like, I'm going to have to ask you to, surrender.
So, I mean, I don't, like, how bad is this in character? Like, is this guy an actual war criminal? Is he just, like, a political dissident?
Colonel, you don't,
Yeah, but that doesn't automatically mean, like,
this kid?
being from a family doesn't make you evil.
The scuttlebutt that Chip would know is that a distant Marsh family defected to the Trinity, and nobody knew where he was being held.
So then why would the Trinity be attacking him if he's a Trinity defector?
You don't quite know that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm gonna ask, like, why is the Trinity attacking? I thought he was supposed to be a defector. The Lost Marsh clan.
They didn't like what he had to say. Deacon steps forward and he's like, I think I should tell as many people as possible this, but the emergency override, the Emperor's personal code, people were led to believe it was wired through the Earth command. It wasn't. It's on Alpha Centauri. It can infect the entire Mother Network and revert to Father Zero. The Marsh clan knows this. They've rented the simulations on Rast AI councils for how they could reverse infect the system. There are safeguards, but they won't last forever, and we don't have any way of knowing it hasn't already begun.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's smuggle this guy out of here.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me twice.
There's gunfire as like bullet holes begin to be minted in this wall, and the Thren commander is the door malfunctions and is forced open. The Thren commander manages to dodge roll out of the way just in time. The bullets, however, do hit and destroy this display, and Colonel Leparthia drops into a Thren war dancing gun kata stance and draws his carbine.
I've never been so roused by
Wow, I like how Deacon has ended up on a side with like no guards.
Yep.
Everyone has done a great job.
Meanwhile, Morlin, you have made it across the lava bridge into a room that has some Enviro troopers wearing ape suits who are posted up, and other people who are panicking. And they're like, "This way! The armory is bolted on underneath the living quarters." Morlin, are you good with a gun? And then someone turns around and like, "Wait, who's he?" He's like, "Oh, this is just this like really like into mother guy who works at a different place." And everyone sort of like stops and turns around and looks slowly at him. And he's like, "Oh, is that like a? I guess that is kind of a problem, isn't it?"
Yeah.
So wait, I thought the Enviro troopers were the enemy shooting at us. They're also in this armory and no one cares? Or they're not enemies?
The Enviro troopers, you hadn't seen anybody wearing that armor where you were.
But I mean, I saw them in the hallway. I thought that was the door that
No,
opened and shot out.
these are the guys. These guys. Well, this guy is probably dead. One of the Enviro troopers out the hallway is shooting back at somebody coming towards you.
All right.
Sorry about that.
You also hear a scuttling across the ground.
That sounds fun. No, it's like, Orlin, as he's facing these guys, it's like, I heard gunfire, I wanted to get protection if there's gonna be a firefight. It's like, I was just here doing routine job.
They're like, they're like looking at each other like, I was not prepared for this situation. And they will... You want to give me like a manipulation?
It's gonna be a really shitty roll. Because I have like a 2 in empathy and nothing in manipulation. Let's see what happens. Holy shit.
They're like, all right, well.
Give me a gun, motherfucker!
They're like, all right, I'll give it to you straight. Jeff knows you, so you're probably good people. Here's the situation. We've got the Marsh defector and we know their plan, but the Trinity isn't willing to act on it. We need to fight now, or this entire future we have fought for is about to plunge right into hell.
Okay, so at what point do I realize these guys are people I would consider the enemy?
He hasn't said anything about Mother yet, just that, they've uncovered a Marsh clan plan because a defector told them about it, but the Trinity isn't willing to act against it. I mean,
you would know that Mother hates the Marsh clan.
Okay, I do know that.
Reasonably act about it.
Yeah, Mother hates the Marsh clan.
Okay, so this is about the point where I'm like, oh, okay. I'm totally not going to stab you guys in the back when I deal with the actual horses like this.
Yeah.
That's the gist at the moment in my head. Like,
right, so Jeff and Morlin, down this hole, there are racks of guns. There's not a lot of ammo around, but you get a pulse carbine with one load in it. The pulse carbine is a long range. 1 bonus 2 damage armor piercing full auto gun.
Nice.
Yeah, and at this point, I think everyone rolls for the initiative.
Really?
Well, alright, interesting.
Way to ruin the dramatic oh fuck, I forgot to select my way to further ruin the dramatic tension.
Lee, I'm gonna have to ask you
pulse assault rifle
a
or
real
the
simple question.
M41A.
The pulse carbine is just something I whipped out my ass. The stats are in chat.
Oh, okay.
That real simple question, Lee. What the fuck is a Lee initiative? Should I roll my initiative? Should I roll my Lee flex? Like, what are you asking here, Lee?
Dice initiative, I think, is probably. Alright, let's go with some. Alright. Ha! Full auto. Oh yeah. Oh. Full auto armor piercing. Oh yeah,
that's promising. Look who just got added to the turn tracker. Apparently Doc is here.
Motherfucker!
Yeah. We stumbled into some shit.
We're in some shit now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to defect.
How interesting. How interesting.
That might be your plan, not mine.
Alright, so,
I stand with the Trinity.
Yeah, no,
I mean, I stand against human separatists.
Alright, so
yeah.
Chip,
Are there human separatists too?
I'm very clueless as to what's going on. I'm just gonna pilot.
Alright, so although as this guy like opens the door to go hide in the closet, Chip, you see the other half of your booze.
Oh my god.
What? It's in the closet?
Yeah, it's back in the booze closet.
That's great.
Yeah, you hear shouting down the hallway, "Throw down your guns! You will be treated according to Trinity doctrine as prisoners, and your innocence will be assumed until proven otherwise. Please do not resist. If you are being held here against your will, we are here to liberate you."
Can I get Deacon out of this room and go towards their shuttle?
Yes. That will involve crossing the lane of fire, though.
I mean, duck and roll?
Give me a
I guess I could just
give me a mobility.
Like,
oh yeah, or you could Overwatch to like cover the door.
I could, but I feel like kind of less dramatic. But I guess I can't see anyone, and I'd probably be, an actual soldier, be smart enough to check for the enemy before doing it. Okay, so I guess where can I actually see what's happening there without being, with still like decent cover? I can't. Well, I mean, like, just in character. Because I still don't see any actual enemies in terms of what I can see as my character.
Do you want to, like, peek your peeky cheeky around the corner?
I hate the way you said that, but yes.
I'm here for this. I'm here for this.
I would say you could, like, if you want to risk popping your head around the corner, you could stand here.
Okay.
Critique Lee's speech patterns 2020.
Yeah, so you see a person like firing over a Mirai drone's shoulder.
Oh, fucking shit! I see Jack and Skips.
Yeah. How long do you peek? Because if so, they might notice you.
Probably not long enough to see that in character. Okay, so but do I recognize the other guy as being one of our?
He's wearing his armor,
guys?
but based on his uniform, yeah, you think he's probably from HQ.
Well, shit.
He's also the nearest garrison.
Okay, now I'll probably get back into like an Overwatch position.
Does that cause a stress?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I mean, Chip, you're even you're preparing to shoot your own people.
Well, I mean, I feel like it is, a difficult situation, but, like, I mean, Can't let human separatists take over Mother's Steel if they haven't already.
All right.
More important to dismantle they did.
Anna Twill, it is presently your turn.
As soon as I can. Okay, so I'm all for getting, at the very, very, very least, this motherfucker into my ship. So, the fire that has been thrown upon my own, where did it come from again? Here-ish.
The gunfire is coming through this doorway.
Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna pop on over here. Do I have to make a mobility?
Yeah, you want to like dodge roll behind this table, or just like...
That is the idea.
You make it across,
Right.
and you keep it together. No one was trying to shoot you in particular, so you're safe.
I say, come with me if you want to live. Get to the choppers.
Deacon is like, oh gosh, I mean, okay.
Good girl. Alright, now we running. Now we running over here. We're running over here.
Alright.
Am I in danger?
Alright, so
Should I not be there?
do you want to... Okay, you want a fast action move? What the fuck did you do to your token? Oh.
I have no idea. Wait.
Alright,
He moves
Can
through
I
walls
move into
now.
the
Alright, so you move this
can I move into
zone.
the- Yes.
Moreland, you are armed and have popped back up into the bunks. All of these people are like getting sidearms or carbines and getting ready. You hear the sounds of some Enviro troopers getting ready to move north through this door you pop through, which I will leave open at this time. Or, well, you can see through it. What are you thinking, Moreland?
What do you say, Doc?
I'll be right back.
Okay.
What? That was the randomest shit ever.
Well, I guess we don't know if Eric is back yet either.
Oh,
That is
sorry.
also true.
My-
Hey,
My mic was muted because I was choking to death on that.
Oh no, you inhaled some ghost
Wait.
pepper?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that burns like a bitch.
wait, really?
Yeah, I just inhaled like
Oh,
a big
cool.
chunk of like sea salt, Cajun seasoning, and ghost pepper flakes.
Yo,
Went down the
I
air
can
pipe.
totally
and,
relate. I've been there. Holy
I feel
shit.
roughly like I just smoked an entire carton of cigarettes.
Why did you do this? Or like,
It was
I mean,
tested on the chips that I had, and one just had like a clump.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that's
that
me.
happens.
That's me on an average night when I'm cooking curry.
Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, so how much do I know about what's going on? I know these guys are against
Right, I can
Mother, but
probably
they're not
fill you in.
necessarily evil.
Yes, no. So
Yeah,
the
Lee is
redemption-
gone, but really all you know is that they said there's a human separatist plot they're trying to counter. I don't think they've even told you who's invading.
Yeah,
Right. I
I'm
can
trying to
probably
figure
fill
out
you
how
in.
I know about what's going on from what I can see and what I.
So Deacon is a relative of the Marsh clan, and the Marsh clan are basically like, you know, a
Well, yes,
very
but he doesn't
well-known
know
group
any of
human
this.
terrorists. The Marsh clan's pretty
No,
well known.
but he doesn't know this in character. Like, he doesn't know Deacon is
Oh,
here, so how would he
okay.
possibly
Right.
like be
That's
thinking
what I'm
about
trying to
that
figure
stuff?
out.
They did say a Marsh defector.
Right,
Okay.
I got that. So,
Yeah, I kind of figured that it was.
what
them.
about the human separatist thing that you guys mentioned?
So I don't
It
actually
came up while I
think
was
these are
choking
human
to death.
separatists. These are
Okay.
redemptionists, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I heard something about a human separatist plot though. That's what I'm trying to figure out what Moreland knows. I
Alright,
heard
so
from
so
what
so
you
what,
guys-
what they said was basically like, when you did the manipulation to be like, no, I'm good, they were like, okay, we're going to be attacked by the garrison. We have a separatist, a defector from the Marsh clan, who are human separatists, but he's defector, came to warn us about a human separatist plot to subvert Mother, but the Trinity wasn't willing to do what was necessary to stop it.
Now I'm torn. Actually,
I mean, yeah.
It is kind of a
leave
tricky
me torn.
situation.
because I don't like the redemptionists because they don't want to work under Mother, or at
Right.
least want, like
Right.
prepaid or something. But I really don't want human separatists get a hold of Mother because fuck Nazis.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
guess the
no.
question, like, do you believe that Mother can be corrupted in this way? Like, how strong is your belief in Mother?
I believe that Mother is pure and Mother is a perfect being, but however, it is a material thing, and others can abuse or break it.
That makes sense.
You know, the machine spirits are powerful, but
the war can overtake them.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
So Moreland, you're in here. Most of these people are arming up, checking their weapons, saying, I never thought we would have to fight other people in the Trinity. And someone was like, why don't we just turn ourselves in? They're just gonna shock grenade us, right? And someone's like, I hear gunfire. And someone's like, oh shit, they're shooting? Well, the plating's all rigged up. They're not gonna breach. I mean, they shouldn't breach any of the containment.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Alright, so I'm gonna...
kind of intense.
Alright, so I'm just gonna... It's like... Where would the defector be? Yeah.
They're like, they've got him near the helipad. He's already told us everything he knows.
Where has he?
They're like,
right?
They're like, well, I mean, I think so. I wasn't there. I wasn't like there for it or anything, but I think he's being kept back across the bridge in the office. We passed.
Wait a minute. They were using that radio antenna to broadcast his messages, right? That would make sense with the connection that they had with the radio tower.
That would make sense. In theory, like that is those are broadcasts that wind up all across Trinity space.
Yeah.
But if it's originating from here, then they could absolutely distribute that locally.
Which means more than likely that information that he's talking about is somewhere on the computers here. I think it's time for me to commune with machine spirits. I'm gonna go find a terminal.
I bet you took fucking Comtech for this exact reason. Motherfucker.
I did.
Now,
I have a 4 wits. Moreland is not a dumb man.
Awesome. Alright, so you can move 2 zones. A lava bridge is 1 zone. Do you want to pop into this, and then do you want to go back the way you came? Well, you did see a terminal in that office, but you do hear gunfire. Okay. So, you're going to come through, you're going to move here, basically?
I do want to ask, though, before I leave the armory, do they have anything like ballistic, like riot shields kind of thing? That seems like it'd be kind of a thing they would have in the armory.
It looks like they might have, but like you see some people who have like armor and like other ballistic stuff that they've just like strapped on. It looks like the stuff that was in the armory, like you got to it at the end. You were lucky to still get a rifle or a carbine.
So there just wasn't anything extra for that kind of thing. That's fine.
Yeah,
I have some armor. I'm tough. You know.
All right, so that's your turn.
Yeah.
I
have my plan.
Yeah. So.
Really need to battle to the death with like plasma torches on this lava bridge. That'd be awesome. Oh, Jesus Christ! I feel like I smoked American GIs. Just pain and suffering.
What a bummer.
Alright, so, yeah, you guys, hear gunfire. You guys hear some more gunfire. And, an Enviro Trooper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, okay. An Enviro Trooper actually rolls some armor. And also goes down. They're shooting for the legs, but that's a lot less leg that he has now. And you hear like sort of a scuttling sound as they advance in tandem with their Mirai drone partners.
Damn!
And,
I have a question. Why didn't I have a Mirai drone?
Yeah! Why didn't she get one? The fuck?
I mean, it's probably good that we don't have one now because it would definitely turn on us, but...
That's, I guess they might not be issued to literally every Marine, but it's also just possible that I am did an oversight. Now, so one of them advances into Chip.
You're one of like the 4 people that
Chip.
didn't get one. You feel Chip.
A dude with a Mirai drone comes up, and they look at you and they yell, "Chip!" in confusion. Do you shoot their drone? Or any of them?
I mean, probably not. I'm not sure I've been so convinced in the 3 minutes here that I would shoot, like, my friends.
What do you say?
Like, what the fuck is going on? Probably.
They're like, they kidnapped the Marsh separatist. You need to get the Marsh. Where is he?
Wait, they didn't... So, like, I've seen Deacon. I know that they didn't kidnap him.
Deacon was not giving off the vibe that he had been kidnapped.
Okay, so then I'm probably going to lie to them and be like, he went... Well, so, like, I guess I'm just gonna say that way down the lava tunnel and hope that they didn't come from that direction.
Which way? South?
The way that, Moreland is coming up from.
They're like, good copy. We have to sweep this whole place, though. Once we have control of the hangar, they can't leave with them. And, you hear somebody else, you hear the sound of, like, a Mirai drone just sort of, like, going ham on a door somewhere. Had a dude pop in saying, "Hands up, kneel. If you're not listen, just don't do anything. Don't do anything rash, all right?" And then you hear Deck screaming, "Chip, is that you?"
Jack!
"Watch out, I'm about to pop a live wire." And a moment later, a G2 shock grenade is slap-shotted off that corner into this room.
Whoa.
And everyone in here is going to roll a stamina -2 to not get shocked.
Right. Can you repeat that ping, Sam? Okay, not me. Cool.
Interesting. So, this dude, okay, yeah. So, the 2 humans in the room, lose their next slow action. However, the 3 Thren are literally fine.
Wow. Goes to show, Thren are resistant to electricity damage now. Nah, just kidding. That's not true. That's not true. They're just fucking normal people. This is weird.
Alright, Colonel,
you're the creator of the setting. You're like, fuck it, they're resistant to electricity now. Eat a dick.
Nah.
Colonel Laparthia gives you like a sup nod and screams, "Damn him! He's revealed their location!" And then like he says, "Everyone, stop them from crossing the bridge!" And then comes to the south across gunfire with his fast action to move. And you notice something, Chip. That hallway seems like it's heating up now that the containment has been breached on it.
Oh, shit.
Oh, bummer.
Yep, it's getting hot. But yeah, as it gets hot, the Thren toss their own G2 shock grenade back out. Or the Thren commander does.
Mm-hmm.
And the Marines outside roll some stamina.
Fuck you.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Wow, that's pretty low for a
it's not a great stamina.
They have a 4 strength.
Yeah, that's wrong.
That's, I guess...
And no stress.
That's wrong.
Yeah, no, that sheet's just rolling wrong.
Roll 3D or roll 4d6.
So weird though. The sheet normally doesn't malfunction.
Yeah, no. I'm wondering what the hell's going on there. Okay, that's better.
And
I'm assuming a 2 in stamina. Yeah, that makes sense.
Drone.
Only 6 dice for stamina. I only beat it.
4th rank, 2 in stamina. I know, it's pathetic, but, you know, they're NPCs. What can you expect?
I'm hoping that after I get the information from Mother, I can club somebody with a maintenance check.
I'm hoping that you guys get in the ship because I'm leaving without you.
So it is ship's turn again. Ship,
okay, so I'm gonna shout.
Action.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna shout to Dak. I'll meet you at the shuttle bay, and I'm gonna head in that direction.
All right. They do not shoot you.
I guess I'll just be like by the entrance.
Sounds right.
Anatwill, the shuttle is ready to go. The important question here, Morlin, did you leave the shuttle such that it was actually fine to take off?
I mean, it was always fine to take off. It was,
yeah, he didn't really break it.
Right.
I just did, like, visual damage, basically.
All right.
Cool. Okay. So I'm going to be like, fucking Derek, the Deacon, whatever the fuck your name is, get in! Get in!
That's also not my name. You don't.
Right.
Oh, Deacon, this guy, yeah.
Also, Chip, please. Come on.
So I thought you were talking to our Marine guy.
Darling, you can take the next shuttle, but I'm taking off now. So.
Well, it's a fast action. It's a fast action to get into the hangar bay, and then a fast action to get into the ship and sit down at the controls. So that's your turn.
I'm probably here. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So, Morlin Slane, it is your turn. You see the gun battle to your north, and you see that area is heating up.
I'm gonna try to get through it to the office.
All right. Even with your gear, it's pretty hot. Can you roll me a stamina as you temporarily enter the hot zone?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you push through just fine. As you're coming through the door, Colonel Laparthia, it like looks at you and you look at him, and he just sort of like, oh, yeah, I guess you're on our side now, and then lets you in.
Okay. Thanks that much.
So that's a fast action move. So you're in there at the end of your turn. All right.
For me.
All right, so they burst in here. The Thren do some shooting. A Mirai drone tackles a Thren. The Thren punches it. This Thren commander just goes ahead and like shoots him in the head because it's a drone.
Oh my god!
Oh,
okay.
That's some classism right there.
Damn. I'm shivering.
Yeah, she pops it. It's pretty healthy. And the dude's like, hey, fuck you, that's my drone. And he shoots at her, largely for the purpose of suppressing her. And because he's also like, what the hell are you doing? And, what the hell are you doing here? He forces her to, like, into cover with that extra success after, knocking her. She rolls some armor. Manages to only take half that damage. And she says, saving your entire species in the Trinity, you dumb piece of shit. And it is, they're pressing their way in, though, and the Mirai drones are coming in, and Deck's like, yeah, we're gonna take control. Get to the hangar bay. And he's, pushes in, and skips his approaches and about to, rip the Thren commander, tackle the Thren commander. And the Thren commander just shoots him in the fucking head. And, by which I mean misses. And,
wow!
And then the Mirai drone, comes up with a stab, but this is actually like a tackle. As Deck says, Skips, do the over-under trick like I said. And he runs up on the counter, and tries to kick her. She catches his shin, but Skips sweeps her legs.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's how we know he's a bad guy. Like, no good guy.
Sweep the leg.
Sweeping the leg.
Well, it's like it's official. We know who the bad guys are. It's good.
Yeah. So it is the Colonel's turn, and his boys show up from the south. He's got some more Enviro troopers coming in. And they now have flanked the enemy. And Morlid, you see him like at this door, shooting in at deck as the Enviro troopers fire in at him and his companions. And Skips lets go of the Thren commander as Deck like just instinctually like twitches, says nothing, and Skips hops in the path of the bullets.
Holy shit.
And Deck's like, no, Skips! Get down, damn it! Skips responds by taking cover behind the holo table, or as in cover as a Mirai drone can be behind a holo table. And, yeah, the Colonel is also shooting a little bit and not really hitting anybody. And he's shouting, don't let them get to the south! That's where we have the defector!
Say the quiet part out loud again.
Yeah, it is, Chip, it is your turn. There is a mess of people to your west just shooting, and there's also this, Thren woman who runs past you and also gets in the shuttle.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in the shuttle.
Is she on our side? What?
I mean, I think she's a redemptionist. Like...
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Alright, she says, someone, she's like, oh shit. Are the hangars closed?
Oh, fuck.
Run out and fix
Couldn't you mention this earlier? How do I fix it?
Yeah, seriously.
Chip, you can try and slam the thing that seems to control them right here.
But where is right here? I don't... Oh, sure. I guess I'll hit it. Right. It's like, I don't really have...
Alright, it blinks at you and then makes a weird noise.
Can I use heavy machinery to...
Yes, you can use heavy machinery to try and force it open.
Okay, let's see how this goes.
Oh, you're as the chamber you're in begins to heat the fuck up as the hangar opens above.
Wait, whoa. Oh my god.
And then you can...
I said get in here, but don't strap in. We're probably gonna do some crazy shit.
So we shouldn't strap.
Actually, you have to fast action move and then you have to wind up interacting with it.
Yeah.
I think Chip is still outside.
No, Chip!
Anatwill, when it comes to your turn, do you dust off or nah?
Will you just abandon two of your comrades?
I'm not gonna go.
I mean, you might. Like, that might be the smart thing to do if, like, your top priority is getting away this defector.
Alright, I would look at you, and I would look at your eyes. What do you tell me to do with your eyes?
I mean, you can't really see my eyes. I wear, like, a helmet.
Right, but, like, your soul. What does your soul tell me to do?
I mean...
without you? Let you face these, fascist troops on your own? Or should I flee? With you, in tow.
I don't know, Lee, like, what are the odds of people getting to the hangar next round? Like, we can't really see the fight anymore.
You know that the fight, has reached, like, the bar. But it also sounds like they've been flanked, so they're probably about to be caught out in a bad situation, and all sorts of stuff is going on.
Maybe wait one more turn. I feel like I could shoot whoever, comes.
I'm gonna wait one more turn, but I will 100% press that fucking piloting next round.
You're firing it up, and you can also, like, put a clock on yourself just to represent, like, you're gonna take off, like, once...
yeah, actually, if an enemy breaches this door, or if people are in my shuttle.
Alright, Moreland Slane, it is your turn. Do you want to go up to the computer and just start hacking?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, give me the comm tech, and Leparthia doesn't, like, immediately notice what you're doing, but he will probably, on his turn, if you're just, like, on the console hacking it. I think you get a +2 for your PDAT.
What are you doing?
So you're hacking this terminal, right?
Yep.
And you're looking for files on, like, explicitly what was going on with the AI.
Yes, and I will spend that extra that stunt where you get new or unexpected information. GM's choice.
Yeah. So the information that you were after is you obtain. It is a massive data packet. It seems related to what people were talking about on that video that you shut off. It seems like there was something going down with the Mother of Steel, and there's potentially, in the oldest version of the human AI father, a vulnerability. Now, the Mother Network is supposed to be entirely redone, but this is a very deep machine language level issue, and AIs, because of how they are formed, have something known as a cortical stack, and in theory you can knock the stack down to a lower level if it hasn't been prepared right, or you gain direct core access on something that hasn't been physically altered. And fun fact you would know, the Alpha Centauri core of Father Core, now Mother Core, was built by the Human Empire to have a radiation zone around it, and it was only directly serviced by androids. You don't know whether or not they shut it down to have a human go in there, but...
Right. Okay, so I get a lot of information. Like I'm like, just skimming it. I'm like, oh,
but the new and unexpected information is you find messages between PhD and Colonel Laparthia. Colonel Laparthia seems to have been trying to convince PhD that he was correct, and corroborated it by asserting that a certain Commander Trent was backing him up.
What? She's been dead for a long time.
Not Tithica, but like an aunt.
Yeah. It's a historied military family.
Yeah, a storied military family, which makes it incredibly funny that she was who she was. She clearly couldn't live up to the expectations. But apparently Commander Trent is backing up his version.
Alternatively, it's the threat equivalent of Smith.
However, what you find revealed is that they are supposed to keep them until fleet intelligence. Basically, the only thing that PhD is willing to say is, I'm following orders. I have been directly told that fleet intelligence is going to come pick the marsh up and then evaluate his intel, and I am not authorized to move beyond that. And basically tries to convince Laparthia that he's running off half-cocked, and Laparthia is saying that they have all the proof and they're letting it burn down for bureaucracy, and the plan could already be in motion.
Okay.
Something's really up here.
And I, using my PDAT and the system and everything, since I was still able to get the headquarters alarm when I was in the hangar, that means I can still access headquarters system, right?
So signal cut out shortly after that, but now that you've hacked into this computer, it looks like during the alarm, a lot of consoles get locked down and in and out communication is locked down, but this console has permission.
I'm gonna take that data bundle and toss it straight towards like Central Command headquarters.
Okay.
Ooh, shit.
Message, just basically marsh defector info.
All right.
I'm still keeping a copy on my PDAT though.
All right, and
so are you sending it just to headquarters, or like everyone at headquarters?
I'm
by way of what?
No. Well, you said it had the connection on the computer there.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm sending it to whoever I think would be in like the authority there would be the proper person to send this to.
Yeah, PhD herself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that seems like a terrible idea. Why would you send it to her?
Because that my character believes in the Trinity setup and Mother.
Oh God.
Yeah. So Morlin, you send a message. I'm gonna say the hack was a slow action. Sending the message was a fast action. So that's your turn.
Makes sense to me. Yeah.
The people outside fight, There are many bullets exchanged in every direction.
Someone just took some shots and someone else just dumped their load.
I am.
The stabs did not go well.
Yeah, so, the
drones.
Enviro troopers are forced back, and then another G2 shock grenade goes off behind them. And then another Marine Mirai pair comes up and begins to apprehend these boys. As they are taken by surprise, the one still standing tries to shoot and misses. The Mirai fails to tackle him. It's a shit show. Dex screams, "We're getting flanked!" And he seems to be perhaps panicked by his current situation, but he is going to shoot in at Leparthia. And yeah, he is going to score a hit, tearing through his arm and splattering some filing cabinets with blood. It is the end of their go, and the Colonel sort of winces, and he hears the hangar opening. He knows that he needs to hold this position. So he actually, as the pain shoots up his arm, drops his gun, runs in this room, dances over this Mirai drone, and just, like, straight tackles the dude hiding behind him. And engages in the war dance as he flips around behind him and, like, has the dude's gun aim at the ceiling and just starts shooting everywhere. And
hardcore.
Containment spreaded. There is now heat. And
once again, never quite so turned on by a human before.
Just seeing that, they're like, oh yeah.
This Thran is like, "Get in, human. We gotta dust off now." And the Thran inside are shooting and punching, and everybody was Muay Thai fighting. And she gets up and just like she actually like kicks up the bar stool and then flips it like such that it rolls off her shoulders and just breaks the chair over this Mirai drone, and it sort of like folds over, and the human's like, "Hey, you hurt Meat Shield," and then Dex like, "No, dum, damn it." Chip.
Doing all the fun thing while selling out the redemptionist to it.
Chip, it is presently your turn.
Okay, so we're positive there's nothing else that needs to be done for us to take off. There's not going to be another button like 2 rooms away that I need to hammer.
You have a straight view to the sky above.
Alright, I get in the ship.
I'm just expecting you guys to get like 20 minutes out and be like, "Hey, wasn't there a third one of us?"
Alright,
we know, but we know you're a mother extremist too, so we kind of assume you're on the side of all of our other friends and allies we're currently betraying.
I mean, yeah.
So Anatwill, when ship gets in, is that when you punch it?
That's what you said. Like,
that's
we
when I
much declared. Like, I thought we agreed. We're gonna leave Merlin behind. We don't know how close he is.
I suppose Merlin, you'll be taking over that other person that's probably definitely not going to die.
All right, you take
I
off.
think I'll be able to catch a ride with the barracks guys. It'll be fine.
Okay.
I can crash on one of their couches. It'll be good.
Yeah. So, you guys.
You want me to roll pilot?
Well, here's what you see when you first dust off. You don't have to do that to get out.
Okay.
You see the fire dancer, presently engaging, a vessel moving so fast as to appear to only be a blur, but then you realize it's not how fast it's moving. Anatwill, so you see that, like, you see that there's something else in the smoke on your sensors, and you see its guns lighting up and attacking the fire dancer, and the fire dancer and it are having a dogfight.
What the shit is actually going on here?
And you receive a frequency. It's command. It is PhD herself.
Oh,
She's
no.
hailing you.
Okay. I guess they can't detect us if we just pass through, right? Like, that's not how it works.
Right.
I mean, I think they already can detect us.
Unless
they're not getting any better of an intel as to where we are if we pass them through. I'm gonna.
Doc answers and says, "Ordered you to keep position. You're taking off. Explain."
We are the maintenance crew. We were ordered to move from the site so that others could dock. Confirm?
PhD makes like her exasperated sound, and she's like, "Please and then she says, "Confirm you are Anatwil Yaz, sent to check comm station."
Confirmed.
Confirm comm status is green.
100% confirmed. In control situation.
Affirmative. Leave airspace at once. Leave airspace at once. Unsecure. Return to HQ now. Dispatching escort.
Just so you know, in like 20 seconds, you're just gonna hear over the like intercoms for our suits that we're saying. Just be like, "Hey, what the fuck, guys?"
If that's not a success, I'm pushing that.
Yeah. So you managed to get out of there. As you do, you see amidst the smoke, because like the volcano is almost like running hot a little, letting off more smoke and such than usual. You see what looks like almost the sleek outline of a vessel somewhere between a Trinity and a human strike craft. Somewhere between a Thran and a human strike craft.
My mind is blown.
Oh no.
Yeah. You don't get more than a few clicks out before two more of those descend and match you in a escort formation, one to either of your wing. You get a hail from one of them saying, "This is Phantom 1. Phantom 1, confirm you have the package shuttle."
Oh shit.
Confirmed. Package acquired. Disengage. Package acquired. Don't need any help here.
Negative. We have direct orders to remain in escort formation.
I'm gonna crash the ship.
Really? Are you sure? Like, I mean, I think we might need the ship to get away.
Alright, so, Anatwil, you are presently over the Fertile Valley region. The grave of many Mirai drones, and the most habitable place that really exists on the planet. One of the only places that's actually kind of between scorching hot all the time and freezing cold all the time.
Dope.
I was like living in Minnesota.
And you just start bringing do you like shout like, "Oh no, I'm going down," or something? Or do you just nosedive and crash? Okay. And I'm assuming not trying to kill everyone on board.
With that roll,
ambiguous.
Well, with that roll, you do whatever you're trying to do really well. So this is either a very clean crash landing or a very sudden death.
Well, you and I both know what it is.
Oh my god, are you the one who wanted to kill the Mars?
Alright, so, everything shakes down, and the threat in the back is like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And you guys hear the altimeter warnings as the alarm goes off. You are headed, like, down fast. Deacon's like, "What the fuck is going on?" Chip, Antwil is aiming you, like, right at the ground.
Okay, so, I mean, I guess, like, is there anything I can do? Like, kind of feel... I mean, yes, I can shoot her, but I can stop us from crashing?
You see that there is a joystick, and she's pressing it down. You think if it got pulled back up, that might result in the ship tipping back up.
Okay.
Your experience in Galaga.
Don't come in here.
I mean, I probably would at least wrestle her for it. Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Give me a close combat. Anatwil, contest with either mobility or close combat.
I'm gonna lose. Oh, mobility, you say? Huh?
I'm gonna roll for more successes.
Push it.
faintly over the
Maybe
head.
I will
You
too.
guys just hear, "Hey, is there anybody here? I need a ride." Either that or a character struggles over the intercom, like, what the fuck?
You know what?
Okay.
I'm just gonna roll one more time using push past the limit because combat is strength based.
Oh wow.
I mean,
I'm
that's
probably
a
gonna
matter of for me. There is nothing
I'm
more
not gonna
important.
survive
All right.
this.
Do you want to just like apply, enough pressure to the
What?
back of the Thren's head to like bonk her asleep on something in the
Yeah, that
process?
sounds good.
All right, you bonk Anatol asleep, and you get there, and the Thren's like, shit, I don't know how to pilot. What are we doing? And everything is going straight down. The autopilot's been shot, and you are like perhaps 60 seconds from
Pull
death.
it up.
Yeah, roll.
So just yank on the joystick.
Roll me a pilot +1.
Oh god, this is gonna be probably not great.
Don't win this. Ah.
All right.
Look at that!
Now,
Look at that! You're making that
now, with a 1, you manage to pull up. With both successes, you manage to crash land well. Pat, roll me a d6.
Okay.
Moreland is now sitting in the lounge after the fight, making a drink.
It's a 1.
Hey, right.
Damn.
What's going on up there?
I should have known. Pat is literally always a murderous saboteur.
Yeah, there's a
I was not
To
that
be
one
fair.
time.
To be fair, it's equally possible for me to be a murderous saboteur, because I had similar plans for the Marsh Defector, but, like,
All right, so Chip, that's your turn. Anatwil, you are taking a nap. You have been bonked.
That's fair.
Moreland, we rejoin
Lucky to not
you.
be dead.
You do through the open door hear the shuttle dust off, so you know that they've taken off.
it's like, what? Like, alright, I'm gonna need a ride, apparently.
All right, you see.
Am I, like,
so like
I'm
through
now,
this
like,
door?
alone in this room?
Yeah, well, you see the door's open. You can see that like guns are going off everywhere, and the drones are trying to like awkwardly stab and tearing through like technology in the nice room as they try and hit them. But like the Thren and Leparthia are all like pretty experienced war dancers, and it is now like hand-to-hand melee with guns going off all over the place. You hear more Marines coming, and they're yelling, "Spark out!" It sounds like more G2 shock grenades are probably going to be in this room pretty soon.
Oh.
Because they...
Yeah, that sounds like a problem.
Yeah.
Do I join the fight? Or do I... I'm not going to skip out on the combat here. These guys are shooting at my friends from the barracks. I mean,
Yeah.
fighting my friends, so fuck these guys.
Alright. Commander Trent and Leparthia are nearest you. You might have to risk a cordon of bullets to get up to the other 3 combatants. Do you want to go for the Colonel, who is presently like strangling this guy while on top of
that
this?
actually sounds fine. Like,
All right.
I'm
Take
gonna,
with the Colonel. It's basically like fighting your evil twin, except you're the
Yeah.
evil twin.
Yeah, alright.
actually, I think the Colonel's the bad guy. I'm fine.
Yeah, so given that
Let's
he's...
maintenance jack a bitch.
Yeah, so he is committed to another thing, so you get a +2 on this attack.
That's just glorious. There you are. That is not much. Screw it. I'm gonna push it just because I can. Also, I want some stress. More fun that way.
Bonk round 2.
Me as a player round and whatever.
So now he's not wearing any armor, but that skirt's not just for show either.
That's fair.
He, however, eats shit and takes that right to his fucking dome as you roll me D66.
And I want to...
Does this hurt improve his mobility as a 3 battle dancer?
I kind of want to just, like, take the maintenance jack and, like, kneecap him and, like, knock him prone.
Alright, yeah. Is that what you want to do with one of your successes rather than damage? Or you, like, as you take him down, you kneecap him?
I mean, unless he was already going down from the damage.
3 is enough, yes.
Oh. Well,
roll me a D66.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to do this. Where is my D66 button? There you are. What is it, 22?
22, broken toes.
You break his fucking toe. He's like,
okay, so I do kneecap him, just like...
Yeah, the dude who's being choked is like, Moreland? Oh, fuck, thanks!
Welcome.
Dex like,
and if I have a moment, I'll, like, give him a hand up, like, too.
Dex like, hell yeah, Moreland, get him! And then he attempts to do, like, he fucking tries to, like, pile drive Commander Trent, who very easily sidesteps that shit, and gives you a come hither, as she just, like, kicks a leg out from Skips, and Skips bangs his head on the conference table. And Dex like, no!
Alright.
Alright, so it is the Doc's turn. Your friendly Marines continue the good fight. And with the dudes in the hallway next, begin to push in. And they throw a shock grenade into this room again, as everyone, you roll me a stamina -2. Because they're still trying to non-lethally subdue as many people as they can.
That's fair. As long as it's non-lethal.
That is entirely valid. Thank you. Have a nice day.
All right,
I will push that. And I can push that, right?
Yeah, you can push it.
Damn, too, so I'm going to push the shit out of that.
Alright, you lose your next slow action. Alright, yeah, so more reinforcements are pushing through. You keep it together, but you lose your next slow action as electricity courses everywhere. Everyone but Commander Trent is kissing the floor right now. Commander Trent doesn't show any sign of running. It looks like she's trying to buy as much time as possible. The part these people go...
She has no idea the shit show that is going on.
She
this
says...
is brilliant. She is delaying people for nothing. No game whatsoever.
In Threnfling, she says, I buy now precious time for my sisters to do what must be done. And then just, like, hops off the fucking table and is just, like, trying to give you, like, the fucking open palm strike.
Sweet.
Damn.
I still have
she has a lot more faith in me than I do.
I didn't use my fast reaction or my fast action.
Yeah, you still got the fast.
Okay, so I want to make sure I can just block on this one.
Oh, well, turns out you don't need it.
But blocking, I can counterattack.
You want counterattack even though she misses you?
I mean, I'm gonna see if I can. Because if I can get free damage in, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Also, teach her to attack my ass when I'm electrocuted.
So you like shoulder check each other and just like bounce. You can push it.
Can I push that? Yeah, I should be. Yeah. Why not? Let's go out in glorious madness.
Yeah. Okay, you give her a bomb. She is wearing armor because the Thren are kind of fashionable. But you do like she like tries to get you, and you actually just like bonk her, and like it eats it on her like power suit shoulder pads that the Thren commander outfits have. But she's like, a worthy foe, and she drops into a low stance.
Fair. I'm really good at close combat. So.
Yeah. So meanwhile, we're back in the O base, and
which one?
There's like a Thren style of close combat that mechanically allows you to roll close combat with agility, because that would be cool.
That's what I'm thinking. The
exactly
way is going to be. So yeah, Chip, you're back here. You've crash landed. You see 2 strike craft circling outside. The readings are telling you things, and the Thren's like, shit, you're not a pilot either, are you? What the fuck is her deal? And who the hell are they?
Well, I mean, I imagine they're whatever the fuck kind of forces trying to take Deacon. because clearly something huge is going on here.
Deacon's
and
like,
somehow they knew we had him.
Deacon's like, that's all right. With the last message getting out, my job is done. And she's like, Deacon, keep it together.
Yeah, that's very heroic, but I would like to get out of this alive. So we're gonna figure out how to do that. Okay, so
well, I mean,
how crashed is our shuttle?
The shuttle is looking pretty crashed, but it's what's the one damage on a small craft is actually the question here. Actually, you know what? It's a spacecraft. Pat, roll me a 2d6.
Oh god.
Damn, fam.
Now I'm really wishing we took the roughneck, except he would just contribute to the problem because he also wants to kill Deacon.
See, but I want to kill Deacon for a totally different reason.
I mean, I feel like you'd still team up to kill him.
Probably, but hey, he's not with us. He doesn't get to make these moral decisions.
That's true.
Critical crew injury. Awesome. So, like, as conversation is happening, you see something behind Deacon heat up and spark white hot, and in an instant, he actually eats shit. And is that a broken toe?
Yes.
His toe breaks. She's like, "Ow, fuck!" And she's like,
"Oh my fucking god!"
She's like, "Listen, whatever the fuck those things are, if we take off, they're probably gonna shoot us down."
Yes.
I agree.
Listen,
my character says,
okay,
completely unaware that she's been ousted.
All right. Do they know that you've
also unconscious?
Do they know that you're redemptionist?
Am I conscious?
I would say you roll me a stamina to see if you wake up.
It's a good question. Actually, do we have any rope around? Because I would tie her up after that little incident.
Considering I'm the mechanic that was on the ship, there is certainly duct tape.
No. Stamina, I'm not awake.
Yeah, do you want duct taper?
Yes,
certainly duct tape
that.
or zip
I mean, probably I wouldn't duct tape her mouth because I'd like to know what's happening when she wakes up, but I would duct tape her, limbs very thoroughly.
She's like, all right, say that she was with us and she's insubordinate and she attacked you. You defended yourself. The ship crashed in the course of events, and Deacon disappeared while that was happening.
So, really, do you want to be let off here, or are we going to surprise them? Like, this just doesn't seem like it gets Deacon to safety.
We can go to ground. We have people who work at the hydro plant. If I can get him there, smuggle him out on a parts shipment. But we need to do it pretty quick because PhD is probably going to lock this whole place down, unless she thinks Deacon is. Do you have a way to rig this thing to blow?
Maybe. Do we? I mean,
it would either be a heavy machinery or if you had explosives of some kind.
A large amount of moonshine that is very high percentage alcohol.
Do have a bunch of moonshine.
She's like, oh shit, yeah. If we, she points to the panels that blew open during the crash, and there's still sparks and stuff there, and she's like, I'm thinking we put 2 and 2 together. Yeah, no, we open up the back. I have smoke grenades. We'll make it look like it's just the ship taking damage. We get out into the reeds. Beyond is fields and fields of tall grass. And she's like, and we make what the ancient humans called pocket monsters and hide in the tall grass.
I hate you so much.
All right. Yeah, okay, so I guess I'm going to drag Anatwa out of the ship.
Yeah, she pops the smoke grenades to cover you from aerial reconnaissance.
And then, work on the explosion.
Want to give me a heavy machinery +3?
Sure.
I'm so glad I mentioned that. I want to work
I know. We needed the hooch to come back in and be narratively significant.
Amazing. And with that, you guys, you don't look back as the action movie explosion happens behind you.
Shuttle.
Yeah, flames and explosion. And if you've seen Alien Covenant and you know the scene I'm talking about, that happens. And, there's
I don't remember that film. Intentionally.
The shuttle is no more, and She's
Covenant didn't bother me as much as Prometheus.
She's like, all right, I hope you're ready to ruck it.
Okay, do you want me to try to do medical aid on Deacon first? He does not look good. I don't know how broken toe could really upset someone that much, but he does not look great.
She's like, don't worry. I like took some first aid. I can probably.
I've got a medical kit if that would help you.
Awesome. Yeah. You managed to. So she takes it and applies it, heals Deacon's big toe, and he's up at 2. Meanwhile,
at what point does my character rise from the dead like Terminator?
At this point, you wake up and you are bound. You see a smoking rubble in the distance. You're in some tall grass, and you see Chip has handed a medical kit to this Thren, who's using it on Deacon.
Oh, I'm right next to them. Okay. I'm gonna pretend I'm not conscious.
Alright. And Twill, it is your turn.
Pretend I'm not conscious.
Alright, so how long do you keep up the pretend you're not conscious act?
Oh, they're not near me. Are they leaving me here?
Are you leaving her?
I mean, I don't know what the right thing to do here would be. It feels wrong to take our saboteur, but I'm worried that she'll die if we leave her out here.
There's also the fact that your plan sort of relies upon the idea that there weren't survivors.
Yeah. I mean, it does, but, like, I don't know if I would kill some. I guess I'd probably just carry her with me for now and, think about it some more.
Alright, yeah, so you are being carried, Anatwill.
I'm being dragged by a human on my back in chains.
I mean, I was gonna, like, sling you over my shoulder and it's duct tape. Like, don't flatter yourself. This isn't a real narrative. This is you trying to murder someone.
I'm being dragged by duct tape on the back of a human saboteur.
And do you want to do anything else?
This is fitting my Labrys's narrative. I'm going to wait for now.
All right.
Until they're confident that I'm completely not going to act at any point.
All right, Morlin, it's you with a mage jack in your hand against Commander Trent with her hands out like she's about to do some kung fu movie shit to your face. What do you do?
Well, I don't have a slow action this turn.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to kind of defend myself and wait for the, electric shock to wear off.
Considering the, I think we're going to bounce between you and her until a conclusion because of, But yeah, so she's going to, hop in here and try and give you the bonk. Alright, so she managed to get a hit through, but you roll me your armor.
Well, I still get my block action.
Oh, yeah, actually you do, because you kept your fast, so you can block. Who would win? A Thren martial artist with her fists, or a human roughneck with a mint jack?
I mean, I have a 3 in combat. My character's probably trained.
So you cancel her with 1, and then I'm assuming you hurt her with another?
I think all roughnecks have a 3 in combat. That just represents the, amount of strength that a human roughneck wields with his melee weapon for, doing
That's pretty fair. That's pretty fair.
She also...
they're not all trained in martial arts.
You're
not well trained in martial arts. You're just strong.
All right. She also has a fast action left over, so she's probably gonna try and block. But it is your attack now.
All right.
Presumably, this fight goes across the room as she kickflips off shit and you just bonk things. There's, shit's fucked up.
I'm
There's
doing
bullets.
That juggernaut kind of charge kind of thing.
Ugh. Shit is very fucked up in this room. Everything's sparking.
Oh.
And then the volcano erupted and everyone there died.
That is all extra damage on that one.
The heat is rising.
I would believe that.
Oh shit. Alright, so first she tries to dodge.
I'm 98% sure that's what's gonna happen.
Alright, so that's 1. Next, hold on, wait, that was Leparthia. That should be the same number though, let me check. Yeah, okay. And then she gets the armor. Oh, but it's not quite enough to save her. She dodges out. She manages to twist your blow, but finally, she gets over here, and she's like kicking other people on the way. There's bullets going around. People are like, Morlin, what are you doing? You're going crazy. And then she goes for a risky counter, and it doesn't pay off, and you bonk her, and she winds up like spilling all of the shot glasses, and broken glass and hooch go everywhere as she is finally subdued. And Deck runs back in from the other room and says, "They fucking took off. There was someone in the hangar and they left. Morlin, who was it?"
It's like what? They took off?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. That was my ride.
Oh
That's the only
shit.
day I'm standing there, I was like, that was my ride.
You mean that was Anatwillin's ship?
Yeah.
But
The shit. That's when I actually get on the headset. You guys hear, what the shit?
yeah,
Fine, I'll use my roll of duct tape to tie up Commander Trent.
more Mirai drones with their soldier pairs come. You hear there's more shooting, and then you hear whoop, whoop, Central Tower issue, whoop, whoop, and they look back and forth at each other and like, oh shit. And Morlin, you hear, you see a PDAT call incoming. It's from PhD.
Yeah. I answer.
She says,
PhD.
Tech slain.
Yeah.
Critical issue. Enemy forces have intentionally fired upon Central Tower, or unintentionally. It doesn't matter. You need to get out there and repair it. Stabilize. I don't think they will fire on you because that would get them killed too.
I was like, alright.
If they do, we'll cover you.
Yeah, it's like, let you know. It's like, I have Colonel Laparthy and Commander Trent here subdued.
Ah. Excellent.
Location.
Excellent. Dispatching additional forces. We will bring them in. And Deck gets on his comm. He's like, yeah, we're here. We'll tag and bag them. Morlin, you make sure we all don't die in a volcano fire, and we'll make sure the prisoners don't get away.
That seems equal.
I mean, I'm just an action hero at this point.
Deck, by the way, does come up to give you a bro fist bump.
Oh yeah, we do the little explosion, bro fist, the bro explosion.
A bro explosion transpires, and Deck says, hey, we don't need all the drones here. Dum-Dum, Tick-Tick, help Morlin. And they sort of stand, and they're like, yeah, pull any heavy things he needs pulled. And both of them just sort of form up on you. You don't know them responding to such freeform commands, usually. He comes over and begins tending to Skip's wounds.
Like, alright. So I'll go start heading towards where I need to be.
He's definitely doing something weird in their burial fields. Like, does he eat them? Does he, like, either do the drones make them stronger? There are probably less creepy options I'm not thinking of, but...
You see across
the... on your fallen to take their power.
There's a lot of heat. So, are you just wearing, like, the one armor, like, environmental suit that you get, or that, like...
I have the Mark 50 compression armor.
Oh, okay, so you got that...
Oh,
yeah, so you're good to go outside in this heat. The Mirai drones are built for it. Only stamina, though, as the volcano is...
N95 masks.
The volcano is getting real hot, so you're gonna have
my
to...
PPE.
Right, give me your stamina as you head out.
Alright. Little panicky.
Alright, so you see that the bridge to your left has been breached by bullet holes.
It's an 8.
And there's broken and dangling shit all over. There's some blood. There's people fighting from either one of these doorways. You hear the sound of the pulse rifle.
Who gives a shit?
Oh yeah. So
I'm a little shaky on adrenaline right now.
You're shaky on adrenaline, but you're going in. You pound in. The Mirai drones are there, and you're here, and you need to drop the pump. You see lava broiling around you. You're going to need to give me a heavy machinery and drop both of these levers at once, simultaneously, on either side of the central pillar.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to use Mo and Curly here for. And,
yeah,
so let's do the heavy machinery.
Dum-Dum comes around to the far side. It sees what you're doing, and goes up to Mimic and begins to pull something down. You hear sort of a breaking sound.
Oh no. Really feel like we shouldn't have sent Dum Dum to deal with this life-threatening issue.
I feel like I should push that heavy machinery roll. Anybody else feel like I should push that heavy machinery roll?
You want to push the heavy machinery roll?
I'm not around.
Fuck it, let's do it.
Go up to the 5 stress.
Just go all the way with this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, no one's ever gotten a permanent mental trauma.
What's an 11?
Nicely done.
Oh
Nicely
shit!
done.
Oh shit! What does 11 do?
11, seek cover. You must use your next and move away from danger and find a safe spot if you are allowed.
Oh no!
Make a retreat roll if your stress level is decreased by 1. Oh, it's just 1 round. That's not so bad.
I mean, it's pretty bad when you're the only one who can fix this and it's surrounded by lava. Like, what is a safe place?
But a round would be,
probably outside the
long.
fortress.
Yeah,
so I'll recover a bit in a moment.
So when you're about to, you hear over the radar, Morlin, you must serve Mother. Mother is your queen. You would do anything for Mother. You would kill countless drones for Mother, for your queen. You must.
Oh my god.
Okay,
you must.
Is someone making a command roll?
Yeah. PhD is making a command roll and gets 1 success, ending your panic. You turn around just in time. Things are heating up. You're not sure you add another round. You can give me 1 more heavy machinery to finish the job. You get a +2 as this other Mirai drone comes to help you fix the wrecked bit and connect the capacitor. Oh, give it to me. Give it to me.
All right, let's
All right, Morlin. The guns finally go silent as you hear someone deeper in the facility say, "This is Namaya Tsu. All redemptionists, stand down. There is no reason for Trinity to spill Trinity blood. This fight is over. We've achieved our objective, and Mother will be safe."
And I'll just message PhD.
Sure,
I mean, the truth is that the information got out before Deacon, so it's out there whether or not he lives or dies.
Yeah. So Morlin,
that's not my objective.
You, Deck and the boys afterwards are all like, "Woo, we found some hooch in the back." Yeah, it's a lot like Chip's stuff.
I was like, I wondered where the rest of that went.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
I'm taking a well-earned drink.
Yeah, you take some well-earned drinks, and everyone gives you a pound on the back, and you're the man of the hour. You're gonna
coming out of this with a promotion.
Yeah, you're gonna witness some things. The rest of the party.
In the war zone.
Meanwhile, back in the tall grass, Chip, you're told that it's going to be like a day's hard ruck to reach this hydroponic station where some redemptionists are. And you're just rucking.
Yeah, I mean, I have 12 bug juices. The only type of food and water I have, but it is optimally calculated for survival.
Yeah, you pass around the bug juice, and you, Deacon, and this Thren are all like awake. I mean, Anatwill.
Yeah, I mean, I fundamentally don't believe that she fakes sleep or have it. Well, I mean, like, I believe that she could do that, but I don't believe that she's asleep. So yeah. I guess I'd probably hope a lot.
All right.
See if that, does
so
anything.
You're dragging me?
No, I was carrying you, but like at some point, you'll probably stop for a break.
Okay.
And it's gonna be like, seriously, Anatwill, like, I know you're not asleep. Or, I could just leave you here. If you have permanent brain damage that,
So, Anatwill,
yes, it could be a mercy just to, put her in misery. We can't really give her good medical attention here.
She's like, wow, I mean, I'm not really sure if that's, like, ethical to just shoot someone. I mean...
Yes, mercy kill me. Prove you're fucking...
Oh, there you are! Now you're awake! Thought that would work. What the fuck were you doing? And okay, no, really manipulate. I don't think you could do that for PCs. Like you can try to convince the NPCs, but if you can't convince me with your actual words, it's not.
No, I meant playing dead was the manipulation.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so what transpires in the tall grass between Trip and Anatwill?
It's Chip. And what's the friend's name?
Thren name for
the other Thren that we have with us.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a good point. What's her name? We be looking through that document like...
I mean, it doesn't really matter, I guess.
Whoa, he just sent me a message. Let me check that. Oof, did not read this. Oh, that is not what I expected to get. Okay. Yeah. Lee, what is her name?
Oh, do you know her in character?
No. This is not responding.
To what new horizons can we look now?
But yes, my character
music
is named Anatwill Yaj. And, she's definitely not a bad guy. She's a good guy.
Yeah, I mean, trying to murder someone who didn't commit genocidal acts is an action of a great person.
I didn't try to murder him. I just accidentally crashed the shuttle. Anybody could make that mistake.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were pointing the joystick fully down. I know enough about piloting to know what an intentional fucking crash looks like.
Well, you see, about that, there are certain maneuvers that you learn when you're really well trained, like I am.
Yeah, it's called crashing the ship with no survivors, you jackass. You're gonna get us all killed before Chip knocks you out. What the fuck?
I'm unconsciously, I'm not talking. You were just not talking.
So. Oh, okay. Anatwill just okay, so Anatwill, what would trigger you not playing dead, even though
Anatwill's playing dead until somebody lets go of her and she can run.
Okay. I mean, yeah, so at our breaks, I would set you down before I started talking to you. I'm not going to carry you while I eat my bug juice.
Cool. Yeah. I'm a roll of mobility.
Okay, that's a -3 because you're duct taped.
Damn, homie. That's rough.
You are very well duct taped.
It's funny because I suck at mobility.
Anatwill pogo hops off into the distance with a swiftness. Roll me mobility to run her down.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to tackle her.
Damn, rude.
Right. Rude. Spear tackle her as she's hopping away. I'm gonna escape. I'm gonna Brock Lesnar her.
Tackled by a Marine.
Alright, so Anatwill...
fleeing, but you're going to Suplex City.
Your efforts to flee don't work out. When you arrive at the hydro plant, outside the hydro plant, the Thren says, alright, you keep that one here. I'll get Deacon inside. There should be a mate parts shuttle. We'll just come up with a bullshit reason to send it early, and then we'll get Deacon to a station.
Great.
Alright, so she heads into the hydro plant. It's just Anatwill and Chip in the tall grass. Anatwill, this will be your last chance to do anything. What do you want to do?
I take out my Labras.
Your what?
How?
My Labras, my signature item, yes. And I show it.
How do you take it out with your arms duct taped behind you?
Very dexterous lips.
Very dexterously, yes.
Do you dislocate one of your shoulders? Because that would really demonstrate your dedication.
I mostly just want to show it off.
What is it?
So probably not. Just kind of like this, sort of.
What is it?
I take out my Labras. My dual-sided axe. officers wore it during the war.
Okay, and you are like trying
and
to.
And I show it. No. I'm just pulling it off my waist. I show it to Chip. I say, "This weapon has tasted human blood. Blood of your ancestors.
To what new horizons can we look now? Where are tomorrow?
I would never see them rule over themselves as they once did.
The future are not on any map.
You people disgust me.
Now, what's ahead of us?
You know why my grandmother drew this, Labras? Do you want to know why she drew this and tasted human blood?
And I guess it's a horrible atrocity, but do go on.
You know. She drops the Labras on the floor. And she sits down awaiting her fate. You know why.
It almost sounds like you and Moreland have similar views about humanity.
Well, I mean, yeah, apparently you both are great believers in Mother's Tale.
Yeah,
apparently, yeah.
The inability of humans to self-rule.
We pan out on a tall grassy field, and after all the killing and non-lethaling is said and done, you let me grab. Where is Moreland's token?
I should be still over the.
Oh, right. The whole sequence that happened out there. Yeah. You've quelled the lava. The heat is down, and you rally up outside. The whole facility is under control, and Nemaya personally comes out to surrender to PhD once the whole situation is locked down. PhD has a command shuttle landed a little ways away, and a fuckload more Marines are here, including guys you haven't seen before with different armor than what you've normally seen. It looks like some people were called in from all over the place. And yeah, you also see Deck near a dead Mirai drone. He looks quiet. Quieter than you've ever known him.
Oh no, wait! I cared about Skips living more than I cared about me living. Why?
Yeah,
why did this have to happen?
I'll just kind of pat Deck on the shoulder and be like, Skips was a good one.
He's like, oh, this isn't Skips. This is Jitters. Skips is that one.
Okay.
Skips is there with a patched up bullet hole.
It's fine.
I just respond with that.
Crisis averted.
Yeah, Deck is moved greatly by the events of the day. Commander Trent, Colonel Laparthia, and Nemaya Tsu are all here. And Doc comes up and says, "You would have made useful allies. Oh, why did you go against direct orders? I do not understand. Do you not serve?" And Commander Trent says, "There's a difference between serving the people and obeying orders. A Thren knows that, even a Hound of War." And Nemaya...
That went in a surprisingly racist direction.
Yeah, right?
I just like the fact that the two, leader badass martial artists got their shit pushed in by the roughneck.
One
the
dude with a
lesson here is
crowbar.
bring a gun.
Yeah, Nemaya stepped forward and says,
Never bring a fist to a wrench fight.
"Passion, hope, denial. I appreciate that we are two like-minded women on the wrong end of this conflict. I trust that in the coming days, the Redemptionists' cause will shine through." And PhD chitters, political meddling, more like. I have always hated the representatives, but it is not my place to decide humans' business. It is their own. But not yours. The Queen's.
Ooh.
Mother's. And Doc looks out, and there has been at least one loss amongst the humans. They're being body bagged right now. And she looks and says, I could not understand the tragedy of the death of a drone. But now, I think in my old age, she sort of steps up and says, there are no drones. Only lesser maidens. And she, like, caresses the closed body bag and says, per their requests, we will bury them with the rest. And Deck looks up and says, with the rest? And she says, yes. And this time, Deck, I will bury them with you. And, yeah.
Oh my god.
You, this command shuttle, you get your ride on the command shuttle because PhD doesn't understand why one would have a large shuttle and not bring as many people as possible in it. So you, like, get a standing room only trip with Doc and a whole bunch of Marines. Some space made for the wounded. But they do stop over, at the valley where you see a smoke tendril coming from somewhere. And, they get out and you see, a whole bunch of, well, mounds is one way to put it, at the edge of the grassy zone. And Doc is going to go... Doc, like, rears up as if she's about to say something, her lungs pull in. And Deck just steps forward and says, alright, you know what to do. And then, not just Skip, but 3 different drones begin to go and dig. And Doc, like, looks at Deck, and Deck looks at Doc, and Deck's just like, oh, yeah, I mean, they kind of figure out how to do it on their own after a while. That's normal, right? And then, PhD just makes a swooning sound and says, the Moo type. And, with that, smash cut. End credits roll. What did everyone think of the adventure? Who has to go first?
Yeah, all I know is that I better have gotten a promotion, like a
oh hell yeah,
A grade increase after all the shit I pulled on that one.
Yeah, you also get some paid time off for the trauma if you'd like.
Yeah,
Sure.
do I?
I was fine.
Yeah,
Like, be like, no, I was actually pretty. It's paid time off. You can have like a short vacation. You know what? That sounds good. I got some pooch that I got from there. I can go drink. Like, it's good.
yeah.
Yeah, I filched what was like left of your stuff from there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So both Chip and Anatwilla could choose to return to their post. Although, of course,
I'm going to let High Command or whatever I ended up serving post me somewhere. Not going back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like a fucking hero here. I'm not leaving this planet anytime soon.
And,
I'm kind of the opposite.
And
No,
Chip,
Yeah.
after witnessing what you've witnessed, do you try and do you stay here, or do you try?
No, God, no. That seems like a terrible idea.
All right, you try and fuck off. But yeah, those are adventures for another dime. I think now we go to.
Hey, you know, someday I'll be the redemptionist candidate leading a break.
I support.
I think now we read it right to left. Eric, hit me with your favorite we want some more of, and we do love audience feedback, so I've been very attentive to chat tonight. Yes, treacherous.
Oh god, I almost saw.
I actually, one thing that I liked most in this session is like all of our personal agendas came into play and very much shaped what we were doing once shit hit the fan. Like, we all just immediately were like, nope, I got personal shit to do. I think I got the good end on that stick compared to you guys. Like, I'm like a promotion. I've got like friends.
I thought
I've got rights for an action movie. I'm
Yeah.
all you have to do is obey Mother and it'll be good. Like,
Whoa, interesting concept there. Crazy.
No, I actually had a lot of fun with this. It's like there's like this slow build up and then just like everything at once, and it was a lot of fun. That was actually really good. I don't have any real complaints on that one. It's like it got a little bit like confusing, a little bit minimal, but I think it's because we had to smash things down because it's got this delayed start and everything. Which that really wasn't anybody's fault. So I had a good time. It's like I liked that personal agenda and everybody. There's a lot of ways we could have interpreted our personal agendas with everything, with the way you set it up. And I liked it. Also, I want an excuse to make an alien martial artist at some point. Someone has to give me that ability. I think that'd be amazing. Like, I want to do crazy alien martial arts, kick somebody in the face. It should be awesome. No, it's like I like that. No real complaints on that one. It's like the issues in this one were just caused by technical problems at the beginning. That's really under no one's control for the most part. It's streaming. Shit happens.
For sure.
But it's like, well-developed story. It had interactive personal agendas. We had a lot of fun dialogue back and forth. There was explosions and fire, and I beat people unconscious with wrenches. I can't really ask for much more in a session.
Yeah.
It's like going back to high school.
By the way, this is the whole base.
Whoa. Look at all this map you built that we mostly didn't get to use.
Yeah, there were some structural issues on my side that resulted in that not getting used, but also we did not have time to get through this base tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I don't think it was like a bad thing. It seemed totally reasonable that we didn't see the base. I just feel bad that you made all of it. So maybe you can reuse it.
Yeah, but nice things like, those parts that we didn't see, totally repurposed and shoved into a different map.
But and with that, Hat, you want to give me your feedback?
Oh yeah, sure. Okay. So I thought I was playing one character and then was actually playing another, so I think that's probably on the negative side. If you needed a certain secret agenda filled, you always come back.
Wait, shit. I thought...
Yep,
I guessed... What the fuck? Wait, no, which secret agenda did you actually take?
Not that one, but it's okay. I played with it.
No, wait, which secret agenda did you want, and which one did you actually
I chose the pro-redemptionist one. Lee told me mid-session I was on the exact opposite.
No, I saw the name, I didn't remember what I named them. Fuck, Pat.
I was wondering about that, because I was like, were you just pretending to be redemptionist so people would trust you? Like, how could you be that far-sighted?
No, I wish that was the case.
Oh my God,
I usually played traitors as, like,
Pat, you should have said something.
You weren't responding to Facebook Messenger. It's okay. It's okay. I had fun regardless. I like playing the traitor.
Yeah, interesting. Like, it did make for a cool twist up in.
It did make for a cool twist.
Yeah, I mean, at least I was genuinely surprised. I guess because you didn't know you were the traitor.
I was also genuinely surprised. Boom.
I think that is actually for the right shot. That would actually be a really cool twist in there. Like, if you told people beforehand. You won't know until midway whether you're the traitor or not.
Honestly,
Betrayal House of the Hill style?
Kind of a cool move. Yeah, like, no, I'd be here for that.
Prepare for it correctly. Like,
Yeah,
traitor.
So, I guess I would put that on your negatives. That said, I had fun with the traitor role that was assigned to me mid-session. Regardless of my intent going into this. That said, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, okay, cool. I want to be in this. Don't know what the fuck I want to do with it, but I would love to be in this. And you totally gave me something to work towards, so I respect that.
I think technically, according to this, you and I were both traitors.
I think, something of the sort. Totally. I feel like the Redemptionists should have won the day if we were all playing on the, goody-goody two-shoes side.
I mean, they did technically get what they wanted. Like, the information got out and Deacon is safe.
Yeah, no.
Most of them lived.
That is
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
What a mood. So great work there. I love fucking what you've done to the place. Like, damn, you really did manage to encapsulate the conflicts of the Trinity into one really nicely succinct session, and I think that's admirable. I think you've done a great piece of work with what I've given you with regards to, like, you know, the factoids of the Trinity and the status of the Changed Stars universe as is. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like you've taken that and run with it in a great direction.
I did run the basic concept of deck by you one walk we took.
No, we've talked about all of this, and I was still somewhat surprised by how you managed to deal with it. And at the same time, I also knew technically what was going on, so I'm like, you know, if you give me the traitor roll midway through, I'm like, okay, yeah, I kind of figured something like this would come up. Okay, cool, I'm rolling with it, you know, like, so I knew basically what to expect with this session, but you still managed to surprise me and entice me in new and interesting ways that I feel are in line with the Changed Stars universe. So, like, kudos to you.
By the way, yes, they were recording those videos literally right here.
That is what I thought.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good sign when you can surprise and entertain the person who created the setting. That's a nice positive.
Absolutely done that and more. Thank you for hosting this. I had a blast. I can't say enough how much I enjoy watching you play the system, because you always tend to throw it by me, what you plan to throw out there, and I always tell you whether I think it makes sense or not, and, you know, we have a good rapport, a good working relationship with regards to what we put out content-wise. So I think that this was a fantastic example of our good relationship in these regards, and a wonderful Changed Star setting. Things that I liked the least. I've already mentioned changing my role midway through.
Sorry, I thought that you took one that had a target. I didn't give you your target. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's okay. Even if it was just, like, you know, not knowing exactly what I was telling you when I told you my secret agenda, quote unquote, then like, I don't know, maybe a little more coordination beforehand could have been nice, but at the same time, like, you know, it is whatever. And if you wanted something, you really could have told me, because I would have gone in full throttle on whatever you asked for. So anyway, thank you very much for that. What I want to see more of is more content like this. I think this was fantastic. I had a blast.
It's funny because this played out not at all like what I thought it was going to be like.
I envisioned it as different the way you described it to me too, but then again, I know
it was going to be so much different. But the issue was, like, okay, how do I get the story there? And, like, originally the Redemptionists were going to, like, capture you or something because you saw something you shouldn't have during a pivotal time or something, but that just didn't wind up being how it played or made sense to play. I don't know.
It does feel a bit like Rigid Stars in the, like, kind of political situation.
Yeah, actually, though, it does feel like the Friday game, Rigid Stars, which I hope everybody here tunes into. This mic is not actually attached to my computer, but, you know, I'm talking into it for emphasis here.
The solution to Pat's mic problem: just unplug it for dramatic effect.
Weirdly, that works out.
Yeah, I know, that makes a lot of sense.
It does. Far more dramatic this way.
I feel like that ending was kind of just not the way anybody intended for it to go. And that was amazing.
Yeah. But so, Pat, you want to see more stuff like this in what way?
I think you did a great job of managing the system. I want to see more of you hosting in the Change Show setting. I think it's very interesting to watch you work, and I like the high. So I like the proliferation of secret agendas. I like all the things that went into the session, and I like all the things that you were totally prepared to manage with regards to secret agendas. You accidentally, assigned me the wrong agenda midway through, which was fine. I worked with it. but I like that you prepared so many secret agendas. I think that was fun.
Yeah,
I love that.
That was very.
Yeah, your opportunities are just endless. I love that. They never cease to amaze me, and I hope with my upcoming Friday, 3 to 4 shot, the shadow under Riley's rest. I hope to achieve a degree of that aptitude with regards to secret agendas.
Because this Friday?
There's a plurality of them. Yes, it does.
Alright.
Awesome.
Tune in on Friday, everybody, for my Alien RPG in the initially intended setting.
Anything else, Pat?
Nah, that's it.
Okay, me and Lynn.
Okay, things I liked. I thought that, you did a good job of setting it up so we could have this big political conflict in a pretty short session. I thought the combat was, despite the number of actors, peppier than usual. It dragged a lot less than the end of Tennessee Gold, where we spent an hour kind of resolving while people moved around the train. So that was cool. And I thought that the world building did go in interesting directions. I think it's a very good and salient point that the drones aren't sentient only because the Queen doesn't really want them to be sentient. There probably is real potential there. That does make it very disturbing for them to be used as a labor class who doesn't even get to have basic autonomy. So that was interesting. And I thought the political stuff was interesting too. So yeah, that was, it was a lot of fun. And then I guess I'd say the negatives, don't name characters Doc and Deck. That got confusing and irritating after a little while. And I think it was probably mostly time, but I thought that the lava was still even underutilized. It was definitely happening. But I kind of just wanted lava to be pouring out of everywhere, just more of the volcano fortress, not even so much the map, but just the fact that it's a volcano fortress. So I wanted it to be even more dynamic. It's not a real criticism, but I thought that was a little underutilized.
I would have liked to knock somebody into the lava with a maintenance jack. That would have been pretty awesome.
That would have been pretty cool. You could have dueled on the bridge like a Jedi.
I definitely think
2 maintenance jacks.
We have plans to make a river tile set and then color swap it into a lava river tile set.
That is the intent.
You might notice that right now there's a really shitty thing I threw together in GIMP pre-session. Yeah,
lava is, it looks like lava when you say it's lava, but yes, would I have assumed this was lava? Not necessarily.
Yeah, so I definitely think we're gonna do some sort of retread of Obsidian Hearts because I feel like it had a lot of cool concepts that I didn't deliver on the promise of, and I definitely think that we're gonna do some sort of Mustafar ass shit just because lava is a great tool. It should be used well. It should be used when it's appropriate a lot. But yeah.
Yeah, and then what I'd like to see more of, I guess, I'd say the aspect that was most interesting here was kind of we do a lot of things where we're on the edge of a bigger situation, but most of the time our goal is just to survive that situation. So I thought it was cool that we had to actually make choices and decide where we stood and, risk our lives for something. So I thought that was interesting, and doing something similar again would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I thought this was a really good, resolution of the secret agendas where they did all kind of sort of work out and sort of not work out.
Yeah, mine worked out fine. I don't know what the others like.
I feel like as someone who loves Mother Steel, the Resistance probably are going to win and get her shut off. So I don't know if you long-term win.
Let's ask Eric's character 20 years from now.
Well, thank you, Dirk. Yeah. Awesome. Anything else, Madeline?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Thank you all for coming out. I've done exclamation mark links. You might notice there's a Discord link in there. Demi Chan is also in chat. Big shout out to our new community manager. She's done a great job of modeling the Discord. And it's a lot lovelier now, much more efficient, and it's only going to get more so. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays now we have Alien RPG. This is Change Stars. Friday's going to be an Alien mini-campaign kickoff with Riley's Rest. Pat's already talked about that. Saturday's the first Rigid Stars, which is set 120 years before the main Change Stars timeline you're witnessing here, where the Thren and the Mirai are at war with the humans, and we have just seen humans, including one particular one with a face an awful lot like this, and perhaps even this, our present. And
almost like we reused the character art between sessions.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone is really descended. Like, there are lots of families that are important.
Yeah, there are,
like,
definitely.
Clearly, this guy Soda's wild.
Family.
Well, I guess he's in the future, so
The
clearly,
Marsh family.
Captain Marcus Khan survived long enough to, sow his wild oats. And
it's almost like someone named Khan had a lot of sex and a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Everybody's descended from Genghis Khan. There are trees part of Genghis Khan.
But there's, so Mondays are our 5e game High Road, which is heating up on the next leg of an adventure, so good time to get it now as they begin to ascend the mountain next session. And
check that out, though.
You might also see something familiar from that. And Wednesdays, is my Alien RPG one-shot slot. And Thursdays is Fallout, using my D100 system, Aqua Diesel Age. And I think that's about everything. Pimp your podcast.
Mondays, same time as High Road, unfortunately. I am running D&D on the Fantasy Fiends podcast with Andy Peliquin and a number of other authors. The Deranged and Questing the Adventures of the Necromancer's 88 Apprentice. So if you're interested in that, you can check out the YouTube page too. If you want to watch both High Road and Fantasy Fiends, and I highly recommend you do, just because I'm a whore for attention. So please do.
And you'll find those links in the Discord as well. Thank you all for coming out. We're gonna kick everyone over to our friends at Rolls with Advantage, who is a very chill dude and life coach who is probably doing some world building right now. So we're going to pop over to his stream. Thank you all for coming out. I've said it like 20 times now. By the way, check this out. Check it out. I'll see you again, my dreamers. Unrecognized command. What the fuck? Oh, I put rage rather than raid. Fuck me.
Oh no.
Yeah, you will, Tark. And
Damn
of course,
straight.
you're happy. You're welcome to come out to any Alien RPG games you got time for, Tark.
I think Tark's in on Fridays.
Yeah, I've just punched rage now.